Living well isn't just about things. It's about the things that matter. Your family, your friends, and your health. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health and care of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, in advanced medical technologies, and in specialized facilities, so access to better care is close to you and the things that matter most. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
And we interrupt you with breaking news live from the Pepsi Wild Cherry aisle. Carol, can you hear us?
Steve, I've never seen anything like this. The bold, refreshing, and bursting with cherry deliciousness of Pepsi Wild Cherry is, well, let's just say everyone is getting wild.
Getting wild?
That's right, Steve. There's dancing, binge-watching, and is that a slip and slide? They're really putting the wild in Pepsi Wild Cherry. And this on-the-scene reporter can't wait to pop, lock, and drop it.
Pepsi Wild Cherry. Go ahead. Get wild.
B&M Septic and Excavation offers prompt professional service. Call them today for a quote at 850-2200. They serve far and wide across Fremont County and deep. B&M Septic and Excavation is proud to support Fremont County sports. Welcome to a special presentation on 99.1 The Heat, KWYW. It is the Hampton Inn & Suites pregame show. We are live from beautiful Shoshoni, Wyoming, and the campus of Shoshoni High School. Well, the campus of all Shoshoni schools, actually. And it is the Hampton Inn & Suites pregame show here on 99.1. I am your voice of the game of the week, Kevin Shields, bringing you the play-by-play. And as I'll say as always now, I'm joined by Marshall Whitaker on color.
Hey, it's always great to be here. I love high school football. Love to get out here in the fun of Wyoming before it gets real cold and see these guys show us what they can do.
Oh, and it will. It will get cold.
Oh, yes.
The October games can be brutal at night. We've got Leanne back at the mothership getting us on air. We appreciate her for helping out with that. She's got a busy 2 nights as we bring you Lander Valley tomorrow night. They're hosting Powell, I do believe. Riverton traveling with Baylor and Cody all the way to Evanston. Both those games kick off at 6. Of course, Lander will be on KFCW 93.1 and Riverton on 93.9 KTAK as always. Thermopolis playing tomorrow night at 7 against arch rival Worland. That will be on 101.7 KDNO, and, of course, here on 99.1. The game of the week this week is Shoshoni, and this will be 2 weeks in a row we're at Shoshoni, Marshall. Of course, tonight against Southeast, and based on what we saw from their opponent next week, same one that Wind River just faced last week, lost 48-8, Lingle Fort Laramie. This is a must-have for the 0-1 Wranglers.
Yeah, it's going to be a definite back-against-the-wall situation. As Shoshoni starts this season, they've begun 0-1. And, you know, with what we saw last week, they're going to have their work cut out for them with Lingle Fort Laramie. So tonight is a key opportunity for them to right the ship, get things moving in the direction it needs to be going, and to really be prepared and ready to roll when Lingle Fort Laramie comes one-on-one next week.
And now I can actually say the third member of our crew has finally arrived. I don't know where he was. Must have been, you know, talking to the ladies on campus or something. Junior cameraman Declan Whitaker finally joins us. Of course, this Shoshoni team played last Thursday as well. And much like we said that Wind River didn't get the most favorable draw, drawing number 4 at the time, Lingle Fort Laramie, Shoshoni got it even worse. They got number 1 Pine Bluffs at Pine Bluffs, lost 50-14. The Hornets of Pine Bluffs ran for 288 yards. Carson Freeberg, one of their best players, had 4 rushes for 135 and 3 TDs in that victory for Pine Bluffs. Now, things didn't get any better for Southeast, for example. Southeast played number 3 Big Piney. 39-19 was your final, but that is a bit misleading as the Punchers of Big Piney led 33-0 at half. So the 19 points is nice, but you figure that's against second, third. That's against everybody else emptying the bench. So this should be, at least looking at them on the field here, Marshall, unlike Lingle, Fort Laramie, and Wind River, they look about the same size. There's not a I mean, when we watched last week, ladies and gentlemen, Lincoln Fort Laramie had a guy who had like 65 pounds on the biggest player on Wind River, and then they had two guys who had like 45, 50, and that was their offensive line. So Lincoln Fort Laramie, to me, right now, as far as what we've seen and the scores we've seen, definitely one to watch in 1A 9-man. Since we were last on, let's just go through a couple of scores real quick. Of course, we already went over Pine Bluff Shoshoni, but last week, number 2 Saratoga. Nobody in Fremont County drew a great schedule to start with.
No, it was
1,
not good.
2, and 3 faced Fremont County teams in 1A 9-man. It was number 2 Saratoga hosting the Wyoming Indian Chiefs. Saratoga winning that one 52-0. As we skip all the way to 3A, of course, in a game where there was virtually no defense, number 2 Cody in 3A defeated Riverton at Riverton 55-38. 800 yards of combined offense in the first half.
That's insane. Just absolutely insane. They were out there playing Tecmo Bowl in the early 90s for that game.
So, of course, they've got Evanston and Riverton be looking to get back and get right. Lander Valley defeated Green River 29-8. Hollingshed with 2 TD passes, Baker with 2 TD runs. And that kind of home. We got one more. We got 6-man action. We had Du Bois playing on Saturday, and Du Bois visited 10 Sleep. Rams built a 21-point lead by halftime, and they held on. Well, they added 6 more in the second half, defeating 10 Sleep 27-12. When we return, it'll be time for our Ranger Keys to the Game, which is not a graphic I have right now. So when we return, it'll be time for the Ranger Keys to the Game here on 99.1 KWYW, the Heat.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
Riverton Blodorn Lumber is proud to support youth sports. Experience the Blodorn difference. Quality products, design, delivery, and expert service. Blodorn Lumber, 1202 North Federal in Riverton. Blodorn Lumber.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at Du Bois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Take the next step in higher education at Central Wyoming College. Offering 2- and 4-year degree programs in a variety of fields, Central Wyoming College is transforming lives and strengthening communities through learning, leadership, and connection.
Detailing done different can protect your vehicle with S-Tech's Action Series, Carbon or Smart Series ceramic tint, plus premium ceramic coatings for maximum UV and heat protection. All backed by a lifetime warranty. Expect expert detailing to make any ride look brand new. Call 307-851-5158 today. Detailing done different.
Discover Thermopolis is proud to stand with our Bobcats. From local attractions to hometown pride, there's always something to cheer about here. Discover Thermopolis, celebrating our community and rooting for the Bobcats all season long.
Dos Solitos is proud to support Fremont County sports teams. Enjoy bold Mexican flavors that'll have your taste buds shouting, "Olé!" Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for updates on events and food truck locations.
I'm frozen. All right, and welcome back. We're going to do a little camera work here. Our fixing some stuff while we're at it here, and you're going to go dark for a second, so we do apologize. But actually, you're going to look at
there
us.
we are.
Hi, here we are. And there we go. We got it back. It froze up during the commercial. No harm, no foul. Welcome back to 99.1 KWYW, The Heat, and the Hampton Inn Suites pregame show. It is Marshall Whitaker and myself, as well as Declan Whitaker. I almost said Whitaker. Here at Shoshoni High School as they'll face the 0-1 Southeast. Both teams looking for their first win. And it's going to be kind of cliche, at least for me. We'll hear what you have to say. I really think it's going to come down to turnovers and who can win the run game, both defensively and offensively. Establishing a run today going to be very important. 9-man, not a whole lot of quarterbacks who want to sling it 30 times a game or what have you. So establishing the run can go a long way in leading to a Wrangler victory.
Yeah, I'm absolutely on board with you on that. I think if Shoshoni can establish the run early, and again, just play possession football, keep the Southeast Cyclones off the field, keep the ball in Shoshoni's hands, move it down the field, and rack up those first downs. That's going to help them just dominate everything from start to finish. And if they can do that, they're going to be very successful today. If they can't, then it's going to let Southeast really have an opportunity to get into this game and really push things maybe harder than they really want them to here at Shoshoni.
And, of course, as we mentioned, turnovers. Really, especially early in the season, that and offensive line play so critical. Of course, only the second game, Shoshoni's first game at home, so hopefully they'll have a good crowd. It did look like it was going to threaten rain. We were under a severe thunderstorm warning. Never saw any lightning in the area as I was setting up. There was rain off in the distance. You can see rain actually kind of sort of in the direction of Thermopolis through the canyon and whatnot. Of course, to segue away from that, we want to thank the Rangers for sponsoring the keys to the game. Some big games this week in Wyoming. You've got Southeast and Shoshoni right now. Wind River hosting Saratoga. So much like last year, in the first 2 weeks, they're getting ranked opponents. In the first 3, they actually got ranked last year. But that is Wind River's at Saratoga, number 3 at 6 p.m. We'll give you some scores if we get a hold of any of those. But you do have a big one in 4A for those who are huge fans of high school football like us. You got number 3, Natrona County is visiting number 1, Sheridan tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And that's going to be broadcast by our friends up at Sheridan Media. They'll be live streaming that. In 3A, you got number 4, Douglas versus number 2, Cody. Of course, Douglas is upcoming for Riverton in the next couple weeks. They will be traveling to Douglas as they are on a 3-game or 4-game. It's a long road stretch here for the Wolverines. Of course, number 3, Riverton is going to Evanston tomorrow at 6. You can watch that on WyoToday's YouTube or listen on 93.9 to Cody and Baylor. Powell at Lander. Powell in a very much a rebuilding year, one of the more powerful programs, but very much rebuilding. Riverton took care of business, so it'll be interesting to see how Lander does hosting them. Of course, you can listen to that on 93.1 KFCW or watch it on WyoToday. That'll be Ernie Over, and Andrew Garcia on the call. And then I'm just looking for some other big games. Tomorrow in 2A, if you're a big high school football fan, you got Lovell, number 3, at Mountain View. They're number 2. In fact, the AD, Matt Mason, here at Shoshoni, the new AD to Max Mills' spot when Max Mills went to Riverton, he's reffing that game tomorrow night.
Nice.
Told me that beforehand. And you've also, in Class 1A 9-man, a matchup of a team we've watched tomorrow night is number 5, Graybill versus number 4, Lingle Fort Laramie. Then even in 1A 6-man, some ranked on ranked. Number 4, Burlington taking on number 3, Farson Eden at 2 tomorrow. DuBois is at Meeteetse tomorrow night at 7. And, of course, huge college football games, huge pro games, of course, at 6 o'clock on KWYW, the network you're listening to right now. The game will kick off with University of Wyoming hosting the Utah Utes.
Yes.
And a very big game, going to be a very tough one for the Pokes, but here's cheering for them, and they pull out the victory. And then on Sunday, it'll be Denver Broncos again. Tune in for that. Denver winning this past weekend, but a lot of not happy with coaches specifically, Denver Broncos fans, as they had their moments of great struggle and one or two moments of, what are you doing?
Yeah, that game really did kind of turn into what are we watching and what are we seeing, and so there was a lot to have to digest in that. Hopefully Denver can right the ship on the coaching staff, keep those wins rolling in.
All right, when we return, it'll be time for the Arapahoe First starting lineups here on 99.1 KWYW, The Heat.
Have a lot of time. Expressway lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube oil and filter change. Expressway lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
Golden Buffalo Jewelry in Riverton knows that sports bring our community together. From Friday night lights to weekend tournaments, they're proud to cheer on our local athletes and support the teams that give us so much to root for. At 407 East Main, you'll find something special for everyone. Timeless pieces, unique gifts, and a selection worth exploring. Stop in, discover the perfect treasure, and know you're supporting a business that supports local sports. Where community and sparkle shine side by side. Call 307-857-2789 today.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
Your tax pros at 219 East Main Street in Riverton, Wyoming can handle all your tax needs. Whatever your situation, we know what to do. Call 307-856-2256 today to schedule an appointment. H&R Block is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Stay at the newly renovated Hampton Inn & Suites Riverton, proud sponsor of all sports teams, home and away. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience with Hampton's top-notch amenities, including a free hot breakfast, complimentary dinner and drinks Monday through Thursday evenings, a sweet shop for snacks and essentials, a pet-friendly environment and an indoor hot tub pool, and a fitness center to keep up with your workout routine. We've got everything you need for an exceptional stay. Reserve your stay now on our website, Hampton Inn & Suites Riverton, where comfort meets convenience.
And welcome back to the Hampton Suites pregame show here on 99.1 KWYW. Time for the Arapahoe First starting lineups. First for the visitors from Yoder, the Cyclones, starting at QB and DB senior, number 1, Bo Shimmick. Number 7, QB and linebacker, potentially junior, 5'10", Connor Coxbill. Number 11, a junior wide receiver DB, Trevor Jolovich. Number 13, a freshman tight end linebacker, Bryce Booth. Number 20, a senior wide receiver DB, Chase Sauer. Number 24, senior tight end defensive end, TJ Moats. Number 33, a senior tight end defensive end, Liam Haas. Number 50, offensive end defensive line, sophomore, Gage Howe. And rounding out BA sophomore, number 55, offensive line, defensive line, Jack Hartman. The Cyclones are coached by Sean Burkett, assisted by Aaron Weglin and Clayton McSpadden. Trainers Marnie Herring and Megan Duncan. Principal Tim Williams, AD Clayton McSpadden. For your Wranglers, Wranglers from Shoshoni, starting at tight end and DB, senior number 1 Oakley Hicks. Number 5, senior wide receiver and DB Corbin Brown. Number 8, the quarterback and the linebacker, junior Caden Kissling. Number 9, a running back and linebacker, senior Carson Kissling. Number 10, a junior running back and linebacker, Brody Shepard. Number 44, a senior offensive line, defensive line, Caden Bridger. Number 61, a senior center and defensive line, and I'm going to botch it, and they pronounce it for me already, Michael Wiskowski. And a wide receiver DB, number 87, junior Carlos Marufo. Head coaches Tony Trumpler. Assistant coaches are Jody Good, Drew Paragoy, Toby Wood, and JJ Pinketzer. Excuse me. Should have said that faster and more confidently. When we return, it'll be time for kickoff here on WyoToday.
I'm Winslow Friday, Director of the Wind River Intertribal Council Department of Transportation. It makes me and my crew happy when you buckle up. It just might save your life.
I'm gonna get us home.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
And welcome back to kickoff here on 99.1 KWYW The Heat. It's the 0-1 Shoshoni Wranglers versus the 0-1 Southeast Cyclones, and we are ready for kickoff. Kicking for the Cyclones would be Bo Shemek. Back deep is number 1 Oakley Hicks, and can you catch that number? Is that an 8 or 9? Probably 9.
Like
Carson
9.
Kissling.
Carson Kissling
back there. And the kickoff is on the ground, and there it's now on the ground, picked up by Kissling. He's at the 15. He's going to cut up to about the 19, which is where they will start with a Wind River Realty first down.
That was a pretty good return after dropping the kickoff like that, being able to pick it up, turn it around, and make some positive gain on it. Nothing wrong with that at all to start the game.
So going out of the huddle and coming late on the field is number 50. That is Malachi Litz, who was not listed as a starter. So a quick substitution, it looks like, before we even get a play on the offensive line. Don't know if he was an up back and got a little hurt. They're going to go 3 wide. Caden Kissling in the backfield. He's got 1 protecting back. That looks to be Carson. Out of the gun, trips to the left here on first down and 10 from about the 19. Snap is directly to Caden. Caden's going to roll right, and he's going to throw incomplete.
To number 10 there, it looked like, just shy of the first down marker. And, you know, I was a little surprised there. They came out throwing with a 3 wide receiver set. But, you know, I was watching them warm-ups, and Shoshoni's got a number of these kids that can catch, and, you know, that can certainly make a huge difference here in 9-man especially.
Incomplete, intended for Brody Shepard is his first pass. Snap out of the gun, and we've got offsides. Looks like the entire defensive front jumped, Marshall.
That was a lot of movement up front there. It's hard to get away with it when everybody goes.
Now, the question would normally be, were they drawn? But based on what the officials just marked off, no, indeed. So I'll take it to 2nd and 5, so a little bit of a gift there for Shoshoni. Out of the gun. Going to fake the handoff to 1 and then give it to Carson. Carson's got 10. He's got 15 out to the 40, 45, and down about the 48-yard line.
Nice
will
run.
Be Carson Kissling for a Wind River Realty first down. That is going to be from the 24 to the 48, so it'll be 24 yards by Carson Kissling. Nice run by him.
That was excellent, really well done, and, you know, followed his blockers, found his gaps, and Shoshoni's really pushing it. They're back to the line and ready to go again.
going from the offset eye, but out of the gun nonetheless. He's going to hand it off to Brody. No, he's not. He's going to keep it and pitch it to Carson, who's past the 50, to the 45-40, 35-30, out about the 36. Let's see where they spot him. They're going to give him out all the way to the 32, so 18 plus about 4, another 24-yard gain, and a Wind River Realty first down. I forgot to stop the clock, so we'll go ahead and stop it now. But Carson Kissling with a quick 48 yards on the day.
Yeah, he is definitely showing that he can get to the outside, but I want to give some props to the quarterback for doing a good job reading what the defense is giving him and then putting the ball where it needs to be to help bust those gains up.
Offset eye out of the gun, too wide on the near side. Snap. Hand it off to Brody Shepard. Shepard up the middle. He's going to get stacked up at about the 30. Call it about a 2-yard gain. And we're going to let the clocks kind of sit here for a second just because we're trying to keep that too. Something new we're trying to give this year. So we'll get this back to where it needs to be, and there we go. So set up 2nd and 8 for Shoshoni. But had success running to the sides, not as much up the middle, but showing they can do it. Offset eye on the right, too wide on the right. Fakes it to Shepard, gives it to Carson Kissling, and we've got a flag on the field as he gains about 6.
Yeah,
but I have a feeling that's in the vicinity of holding.
That's what it looked like to me. It looked like one of the linemen got a little too handsy with one of the defensive linemen trying to make a play. And
it is holding. They look over at the Cyclone sideline to see what they want to do on it. So first penalty today against Shoshoni, and they will take it. Of course they will. They're not going to give up 6 there. So first penalty of the day, and it's a 10-yard variety. It's going to make it about 2nd and 18.
A little hard to get that back on the ground, but I think Shoshoni has shown that, they're willing to throw it and they're willing to do some creative things out of the run game to try to get those yards back in chunks.
So they signaled the clock back in, and the clock operator didn't get it started. So we're going to have to hold on for a second. Now they're whistling it back. We'll wait for the clock operator here to catch up. Shotgun. Looks like Caden Kissling going to keep it. He has to come back from his right to his left, and he's got room to operate. 35-30, down to the 25, down to about the 23. Let's see where they spot him.
That's some definite work there to get back into the game. He saw the thing falling apart, turned it around, and looks like he's going to be down right around the 23 and a half.
Gain of about 19 by Caden Kissling.
Yeah, if you're 2nd and 24, a gain of 19 is not going to hurt your feelings very much. Right there in a very makeable, looks like maybe 3rd and 3.
Maybe even 3rd and 2. 3rd down here, a money down. Pro set with a back eye. He's going to hand it off to Carson up the middle, and he is going to get stoned up, but it's going to be depending on the spot, and it does look like they're going to spot him short here. So up the middle, not being really kind to Shoshoni.
Not really. There's not a lot of give and go right there at this point. Southeastern seems to be willing to play really good up in the middle of the line there, but we're here 4th down and short.
And looks like a gain of about -1 for Carson on that one. They're going to go for it here, as you would expect. Not a lot of 9-man kickers kicking 42-yard field goals.
No.
Kissling, and it's a bad snap. It's on the ground, and Kissling is just going to have to fall on it, and it's going to be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, you just see that. What started as very promising to drive just kind of ran out of gas just outside of the 30 for this turnover on downs.
So it'll be a Wind River Realty first down for the Southeast Cyclones on the turnover on downs. Play just had no chance. High snap, and it'll bring on the visitors from Yoder.
Yeah.
The Southeast Cyclones will be led at the quarterback position by Bo Shimmick. Spells his name kind of like Joe Burrow did in his senior day with B-E-A-U-X. He's going to go out of the gun. He's got a receiver on his right and his left. They're going right to left on your radio dial. They're in white and blue and gray. Hands off to number 30, I think. Let's see him get up here because I don't have a number 20. Oh, it's number 20. So number 20 that's Chase Saar, who lined up. He's listed as a wide receiver, lining up there. He's going to gain just good stop there. He's going to gain about 1.5, call it 2 on the official stats.
Yeah, that was definitely Mike Bobo's favorite play for the University of Georgia there, inside handoff. And
from the gun, they're going to go back to, this time looks like Baden Ball. No, not Braden. Who is it? 24. That's TJ Moat. So, like a lot of schools in 9-man, I hate to say it, they're listing guys as wide receivers, and they're not. They're going to line up.
That's right. They're going to line up anywhere.
They're going to line up anywhere. So, I'm having to adjust the stat sheet on the fly. Only a gain of 1, though. Brings up first third down attempt for the visitors from Yoder.
You know, Shoshoni's really played really strong up in between the tackles thus far on this drive. They've had 2 different plays that look like there might be something there, and they've been able to shut it down.
Snap from under center. Shimmick going to roll. He's going to complete it to number 24, who's going to easily get a Wind River Realty first down. First pass attempt of the day, and they're going to go from about the 33 to the 47, so call it 17 plus 3, call it 20 yards flat. Recipient was TJ Moats on that, so 20 yards on that, and they are 1 for 1 on third down.
Yeah, that rollout was really, really well designed. He had guys in front of him, and that guy had blockers, and so it worked out really, really nicely for Southeast.
Quickly up for first down, going to hand it off to Chase Sauer, and he's going to gain about an inch.
Yeah,
we'll have to call it 1 officially, but they just stacked him up. The run defense playing very well. Pass defense, don't really know based on 1 play, but if they can establish that run a little bit better and they throw like they did, we shall see. But coming up with second and a long 8 called a short 9, if you will, out of the gun, wide receiver, and a bunch of tight ends. Under center is Shimmick, and he's going to immediately hand off to Chase Sauer, and he's going to gain about about 8.
About 8's what it looks like, yeah. And on that one right there, he just got tripped up. You had one guy really to beat to really have the opportunity to take this a long way, and Shoshoni really made an excellent tackle there to prevent that from being real trouble for them and a chance to get a stop here and try to get them off the field.
Going out of the pure I formation is Shimmick and the team from Yoder. In the backfield, looks like it's Chase Sauer, and they're going to hand it to the guy playing fullback. And it's going to get another Wind River Realty first down, as he is going to get about 6, is a TJ Moats on that.
That was just pure smash mouth football. Hand it to him, run straight, and he just stuck his arm out and cleared his own path. I've really been impressed thus far with the way that Southeast is trying to mix it up, and they're really kind of got Shoshoni a little on their heels, it looks like, between the run and the pass blend. And so let's see what happens if that continues to happen that way.
Shimmick from the gun, got 4 wide out, 3 up top. He's going to look to his right. He's flush now. Ball on the ground. Fumble recovered by the Wranglers. Huge error by Shimmick. Just lost control of it. Like he's trying to bring it up, and just not a good thing to happen there. And that is the first fumble loss we've actually called of the season.
Yeah, number 87 made multiple plays on that drive for Shoshoni, and that one there, when the ball hit the ground, he was just like he had been every other play, right there in the right place.
Carlos Marufo with the takeaway. Set up a Wind River Realty first down on the 41-yard line of Shoshoni. They're going from that shotgun offset I 2 wide on the near side. Snap. Kinsling going to look long and just overthrows his intended receiver, Oakley Hicks. First time Oakley has been targeted today.
That play was open. He had room. He had a spot. That's one of those plays where, if it's working, they can definitely go back to it later in the game. A little overthrow early on isn't totally out of the question. And so that's something that I think they can definitely keep in their back pocket and use as the game progresses.
So 0 for 2 now is Caden Kissling. He's going from that offset eye, receivers on the right again. And this time he's going to hand off to Carson Kissling, and we get a flag on the field as Carson makes a move and breaks free. He's going to get all the way, and then he fumbles and recovered. So that hold that I think is a hold will be most likely declined, Marshall.
Yeah, it's what it looks like to me was a hold in the backfield, and from there, a turnover at the end of the run. That's just heartbreaking for Shoshoni.
So it's a 28-yard gain on the run, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And realistically, not really a strip. Again, ball security, he just dropped it. So barring miracle, and it's not going to be a miracle on the flag as they're looking over at the Southeast coaches, I don't even know why they have to look. I mean, because you'd fire the coach if he didn't decline it.
Yeah.
Forget the fumble. Just
let them try it again. I just don't see that one happening. So Southeast has the ball back. We've exchanged fumbles, and it's one of those things. Mr. Momentum can change his address in a play, and we've seen that now with both teams.
Wind River Realty first down is going to be right at the 30-yard line for Southeast. Both teams able to move the ball, both teams making serious mistakes.
Yeah, those early season errors can come back to haunt you, that's for sure.
That is the second turnover of the day, technically. This one not on downs. Gain of about 3 on first down as they hand it off to Chase Saar. Chase now with about 13 yards on the day, 4.3 yard average thus far. Sets up second, and looks like they gave him an extra yard now, so it's up about 2nd and 6.
Yeah, that spot there definitely moved a little further up the field than I thought it was going to be originally, and so definitely shortens to the first down.
Able to block the defensive lineman, a linebacker having to come into play. Shimmick out of the gun with 2 protecting backs, 1 on each side, is going to hand off to Sauer. Sauer's at the 36, and he's going to get to about 38 and a half. Call it about a 4 or 5 yard gain there, and it sets up a big third down.
Yeah, Shoshoni's linebackers really are putting in overtime thus far in the first couple of drives. They are constantly having to swarm to the ball and grab the Southeast running backs, 1, 2, 3 yards off the line. The defensive line's doing a good job of kind of forcing them where they want them to go. But those linebackers are putting the hay in the barn.
So 3rd and 1 now. Here with about 4:45 left. One receiver far on the far side. Far out, and it's going to be a handoff, as you would kind of expect, to TJ Moats, and we've got a flag on the field. It's going to be a gain of about 6 if it stands. So that'll be the interesting part, as the flag was thrown in the backfield.
It looks like holding again in the backfield. Yeah, holding against Southeast.
So it'll be a 10-yard penalty against Southeast. We'll back that all the way up from 3rd and about 1 to about 3rd and 11. So not what you want to do when you have favorable sticks there.
Absolutely. And, the holding is just one of those things where, depending on what's happening and how players are feeling, holding happens on every play is what the expression has always been, but sometimes it's a little more obvious than others.
Actually, they're going to say it was a good bit back in the backfield, so it's going to turn into about a 12-yard penalty, as it's going to make it 3rd and 13. Spot foul, of course, going from the gun, receiver this time on the near side, and we get a timeout on the field by Southeast. They want to discuss this 3rd and 13. We'll let them discuss it, and we'll take the break with them. It's 0-0, 4:35 left in the first quarter, here on the Game of the Week on 99.1 The Heat.
Hey guys, this is Nick Haskell, and here at Haskell's Furniture and Flooring, we have the best brands. With our size, we are able to shop for you. We're able to choose the top products from the best companies. We carry Lazy Boy, Tempur-Pedic, Ashley, Sealy, Serta, and more. With our variety, we can make sure we're a one-stop shop for all of your home furnishing needs. Come in today to one of our locations in Cody, Lovell, Worland, and Riverton, where we have the best prices and a better service.
Is the wind blowing?
And welcome back. We do apologize for the wind here. It's pretty fierce, and of course we're out on the deck, so not much we can really do about it. It's supposed to plummet as far as not temperature-wise, but the speed of the wind and everything. Out of the timeout, 3rd and 13 for Southeast. I have a feeling, I don't know, there's 2 ways you can play for it. You can go for it. They got 4 wideouts here, and they're going to look to throw it. Shimmick going to roll to his right, complete to TJ Moats, and he's going to get the first down. 13-yard gain on the second completion of the day by Shimmick. And as soon as I say the wind's going to die down, it gets worse.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
It's supposed to die down here about in the 6 o'clock hour. So we're trying our darndest here to call this, but it was a Wind River Realty first down, and I realized I forgot to start the clock up again, so let's just get it rolling here. From the gun, 2 wideouts, 1 on each side. Handoff is going to go to number 7. That may be Connor Coxbill. It is.
Yeah, and he did a nice job finding the gap there and moved the ball up. Looks like 6.
Connor Coxbill is one of the backup quarterbacks. He's wearing one of those special helmets that they have now in the NFL and college, the extra padding for concussion protection and things of that nature. But he gained about 6 on his first carry of the season, or first of this game. Out of the gun again, Coxbill back with him, 2 wide, 1 on each side. They're going to hand it to Coxbill again, and he's going to knife up the middle and get about 4. Call it 3, though, because it's about a yard short. And we have a turnover, it looks like, potentially. We do indeed have a turnover, so we get the clock back right. And again, a self-imposed mistake, Shoshoni Wrangler ball.
Yeah, and this right here, turnovers, has kept this game running between the 30-yard lines pretty much since the first drive, as both teams are moving the ball, but they're not holding on to it.
So coming back out will be Caden Kisling. It's just been 3 fumbles now and a turnover on downs. 1st and 10 from the 50. Out of the gun with that offset eye, 2 receivers on the right side. Snap to Kisling. He's going to roll to his right. He's looking deep, and he's going to throw deep and just misses. Number 1, Oakley Hicks, trying to get the ball to him. Of course, a very promising receiver for the season. We've called Oakley Hicks' name before in seasons past. And Caden Kisling now 0 for 3 on the afternoon. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 from, call it the 49, actually.
You know what busted that play up was the defensive back really kind of got turned around, but he was just in the way and prevented Kisling from being able or Hicks from being able to get it free to get to that ball. It was almost a face guard type defense in that situation.
3 backs back there in the gun with Kisling. He's going to toss to Carson Kisling, and he's going to get taken down for about a 2-yard loss. They read that all day long.
Yeah, they were definitely ready for that outside toss, and when it happened, they were there, and Kisling was looking at the team photo of their defensive line.
Kisling now has 73 yards, 14.6 average. After the first 2 went for 24 yards, but of course the 28-yarder somewhat not nullified technically, but kind of downplayed because of the fumble at the end of it.
Yeah.
So now 3rd and country mile for Shoshoni, about 12 to go. Snap is Kisling. He's going to fake the handoff, and now he loses it, and we have another turnover. I do believe. Did Shoshoni get back down on it? They're going to say he did. It looked like they were able to jump on it, is what it looked like for Southeast, but it squirted out, and it sets up 4th, and after the loss, it'll be a Caden Kisling loss on the run of about 5. So ball security just poor.
Yeah, that one there, it looked like he wanted to run, then he decided he wanted to pitch it. By the time he made a decision, he was being hit by the defense, and ball just fell out of there.
So going to punt here. There's the snap. Almost blocked, and not a great punt. It's going to go about 15 yards is going to be the net. We're going to let the clock keep running here because we got to catch up on time.
Now it looks like they're going to mark that at about the 36.
So they'll give him a few more yards there. He'll get about 19 out of the kick.
Yeah, 36 is where they're going to spot it at.
So you've had 4 if you just now tune in, you've had 4 fumbles, 2 by Shoshoni, 2 by Southeast. Shoshoni only lost 1 of them. Southeast lost both of them. And here comes Bo Shimmick to the line here, and he's looking to move the ball again. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down, oddly enough.
Yeah.
Snap to Shimmick. He's going to hand off to one of the protecting backs with him. It is TJ Moats, and Moats is going to go for about 7 there by number 24.
You know, and it looks like those Southeast running backs are just starting to kind of get warmed up. They're big, they're long, they put a lot behind everything they're doing. And so it looks like they're starting to get a little warmed up as some of the holes are opening up and they're getting to squeeze through those.
Brings up 2nd and 4 from the gun, 2 protecting backs. Shimmick with the snap. He's going to hand it off. Looks like once again to TJ Moats, who's it's going to be close. Let's see how they rule it here.
Yeah, this will all depend on the spot as to whether this is a first down. It looks like
it is a first down.
There they are.
A Wind River first down, so 3 yards gained by Moats again. And we're back with clock moving there on the first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 from right on top of the 46-yard line of Southeast. Team's having a hard time holding on to the ball here. Looks like going out of the gun, only 1 protecting back will be Shimmick, as Chase Sauer didn't like it and forced Connor Coxville in the back. Going to throw complete to Sauer for a Wind River Realty first down. This will be 4 plus 14, so 18-yard pass. And Bo Shimmick is 3 for 3, gets it to Sauer.
You know, when they're going across the middle, they're big, they're long, they're tall. Now, I will say this, Shoshoni's doing a good job doing some open upfield tackling, but it's getting hard to stop them when they're moving it like that in the air.
From the gun for wideout, Shimmick being chased out by, drops the ball. Are you kidding me? And does Shoshoni get it? They do. They pick it up, and goodness gracious almighty.
It is the 3rd turnover of the half on a fumble.
The 3rd of the quarter.
And this one here, I don't even think there was contact. It just slipped out of his hand.
It's the 2nd time we have seen Bo Shimmick just drop the ball. And I gave him a 187-yard pass in the stat sheet on that. So go down. He was trying to transition, rolling to his right.
That one came back to haunt him for sure. So Shoshoni's got the ball, fixing to start another drive.
From the gun, 3 backs back there with him. Snap to Kissling. Going to toss to Carson. He has to cut up the middle, and it's going to gain not a lot. Call it 1 yard gain, and that'll probably do it for us for the quarter. Call it actually 2 by Carson Kissling. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're keeping tabs at home, 5 fumbles, 4 of them lost. When we return, it will be time for the second quarter here on KWYW 99.1, The Heat.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy Cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Hot Springs Pharmacy is proud to cheer on our hometown Bobcats. Whether it's game night or school night, we've got the prescriptions, health essentials, and friendly service you can count on. Hot Springs Pharmacy, your local team, your local pharmacy. Let's have a big cheer for our hometown team.
Midway operation start.
And welcome back. We enter the second quarter. We're averaging a fumble about every 2.5 minutes of gameplay. So, yeah. and the weird part is it's not bad. A running ball, they're averaging. Shoshoni's averaging 9.1 yards per carry. It's just the 4th down on turnover on downs, and then this. So here we go. Second quarter underway. 2 wideouts on the near side. Shoshoni now going right to left on your radio dial. He's out of the gun. He's got an offset eye kind of behind him in the gun. And he's going to look to throw his Caden Kissling complete. Took Oakley Hicks, and he's going to take off for a gain of, let's see here, 7. And they're going to give him the 34. So it's going to be a 23-yard pass on his first completion.
And that's pretty much been open all night, Kevin, as he has been able to roll that way and make that throw. It's just them being able to make the actual connection to pay it off.
He was able finally to find Oakley Hicks there. And they're going out of the gun this time with kind of a pro set / I. They've got one back on each side and the guy in the fur backfield about 8 yards from the line of scrimmage. Snap is to Kinsling, hands off to Carson Kinsling. He makes contact with the first guy, knocks him back, but the second one said no, sir. The second one got a little revenge. It'll be about 3-yard gain nonetheless, though.
Yeah, once that momentum gets stopped, you're almost a sitting duck in the middle of the field like that. But the first guy, he'll think twice before he gets in front of Mr. Kissling again like that.
Kissling now 7 carries for 78 yards. Going out of the same protection package with a wide receiver on the far side. It's going to be a snap and handoff to Brody Shepard, and he's going to try and muscle his way forward. He's going to get about 3 as well, will Brody Shepard.
Yeah, that's a very makeable third down at this point. Looks like maybe third and a long 4, and so that's very doable when you're averaging almost 9 yards a play. If Shoshoni gets in there, holds onto the ball, pushes forward, they should be able to do something here.
It is a very long 4. Of course, this is the second third down they face. They were not good on the first one. Of course, on the fourth down, turnover on downs. As we tick under 10.5 to play here in the half. Snap to Caden Kissling. He's going to hand it off to Brody Shepard. He's going to have to go really wide to try and get anything. And let's see how many they're going to give him. Just about 2, Marshall, so it's going to set up another fourth down.
Yeah, he ran about 20 yards to get those 2 coming to the outside. When you're running east and west instead of north and south on the field, that can sometimes come back to haunt you.
Well, and due to the great defensive line play by the Cyclones there, he had to go wide. I think he wanted to cut up, but there was nothing there. It's a fourth and call it. It's a long enough one, I'm going to call it 2. Technically it's 1, but it's as close to exactly 2 as you can get without being that.
Yeah.
From the gun. Offset eye. It's going to be a pitch to Carson Kissling, and he's going to get caught in backfield. No, he's going to make a guy miss. Oh, it's close. I think it's going to be short.
It's going to be close. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's going to be just short. He made a miss. He cut up. You know, their defense really held the line hard.
And it is a turnover on downs. So another fourth down stop by the Southeast Cyclones defense.
Southeast maintained lane integrity on both of those plays. They prevented a cutback. They prevented them from being able to find holes where they wanted to find them and ultimately got the stop.
Well, the Cyclones been great on third down. The unfortunate part, they're 3 for 3 on that. They're also 3 fumbles with 3 losses. Shimmick coming out into the gun with 2 protecting backs, 1 on each side. Snap is going to be handed off to T.J. Moats. And did I see a late flag?
I saw a late flag, yes.
Late flag on the field after a gain of about 3. Let's see what that is. It's in the vicinity that you would expect holding. But let's see. Of course, they already have 2 penalties on the day, 1 for 5 and 1 for 12. And it's going to be,
yeah.
It's going to be a personal foul. So it's going to be the 15-yard, most likely 15-yard variety of Southeast already marching it off. Let's see what the call is. Maybe illegal hands to the face or something. I don't know. Personal foul. That's all they're going to label it as. And let's see how many yards and where that thing took place.
Yeah, they're marching it back 15. That's going to go way down the field.
So it's going to set up, they're going to redo first down, but it's going to be first and forever at about the 15-yard, exactly at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, they are literally closer to a safety than they are their first down at this moment.
They've whistled for the clock. So from the gun, no backs with him. First time we've seen an empty backfield, 5 wide. No, he's got 1 back there, actually. Just couldn't see him from the angle. Handoff and eaten alive by the Shoshoni defense, trying the end around. They were trying to get it to, let's see here. They were trying to get it to Chase Sauer, and they're going to lose, like 2? 3? What do you think there, Marshall?
Yeah, I would say about 3, and that was, there was nowhere to go. They opened up, and Shoshoni was just right through the gaps on that play, like they were in the huddle with them.
second and forever. Second and they're listing it as 25. It's a little bit further than that, just due to the loss of plays. It looks like they just gave him a loss of 1, unfortunately. He lost more than that. This time going for the more traditional shotgun formation and eaten alive this time for a loss of -3 is Chase Sauer. Lost his helmet in the play, too. That was Brody Shepard. No, that's not Brody Shepard. He's for Shoshoni. That was TJ Moats, number 24, -3. Lost his helmet. Not sure about the Wyoming rules. Of course, in college, you got to come out now if you lose the helmet.
Yeah. This is kind of wild at this point.
Third and about 2 country miles here for Southeast. I don't know a whole lot of 9-man teams that are built for third and forever.
No, this is definitely not what the playbook is designed around.
Looks
for
like
sure.
They're going to play it conservative. Shimmick under Huddle's going to hand it off to the running back, and he's going to gain about 7 for Chase Sauer.
And there it is again. Shoshoni got those open field tackles. Their linebackers got into position. The defensive line flushed them out as those guys came through the gaps they wanted them to. Those linebackers were ready to make those plays.
Well, let's also talk about the bit of a win here for Southeast. They didn't fumble. Going to set up a punt here. First punt of the day.
Let's see what we get.
For the visitors from Yoder. He's going to be standing right at his backfield. It's going to be number 1, Shimmick, and he's going to pop that thing almost straight up.
And it's going to roll
bounce
back.
So from about the 13-yard line to 27, call it a 14-yard punt, and it's going to set up I'm not on. There we go. It's going to set up a Wind River first down for Shoshoni, and that I guess you could beg and plead for better field position, but you don't get much better than 1st and 10 from the 27.5-yard line of the opponent.
Yeah, that's about as good as it gets without forcing a turnover. And so, this is Shoshoni's best shot so far to really, get on the board. Let's put some pressure down on Southeast at this point, and let's see if we can do something here.
From the gun, Kissling going to fake it and keep it himself. Now he's just getting sent all the way around, and he's going to lose a bunch of yards. And he's a little bit lucky, quite honestly, to hold on to that. They're going to give him forward progress at least. They didn't go back at the 29, or not 29, at the 34. So you're going to call that a loss of, he's going to be at the 29. They were at the 24. So a loss of 5 by Caden Kissling.
Yeah, they could have lost a lot more on that play. So count it lucky. Go back to the drawing board, burn that play, and move on with something different.
From the gun, 2 protecting backs, wide receiver on each side. Kissling going to look to throw to the end zone. He's got Oakley Hicks and just can't connect out of it. It almost looked like Oakley Hicks did not know where the ball was. It was there to be had, but Oakley kind of slowed up a little bit trying to locate it and could not.
Yeah, I don't think he saw it until right there at that last second. And I'll give some credit to number 11 there for Southeast. He did a good job of keeping his body between Oakley Hicks and the ball.
That's Trevor Jolovich.
There we go. And so by doing that, I think he also helped in the disruption of the play. And so that was a good defensive stand on his part.
So obviously it sets up 3rd and forever, a country mile here. Shotgun. Caden Kissling going to keep it, looking for options, and now he's just going to keep it himself. And Gang will be generous and call it 4. So they're now 0 for 3 on 3rd down is Shoshoni, and you would anticipate that they're going to go here. You wouldn't punt, I wouldn't think, from the 26, 27 yard line.
Yeah, and I don't see them trying to kick a 50-yard field goal either. So I think it's going to have to be, let's try to get this, it's still 4th and almost 15.
Dude, they're going to try
and
kick it.
They are going to try and kick it.
So 42-yard field goal attempt here. Wind's blowing from here, from near to far, and it doesn't even get off the ground. It was not a good snap, not a good hold, and Southeast is going to fall on it. So no points for Shoshoni. Just snap. I don't know what the kicker could have done. Obviously, he's practiced it before, Marshall, so they felt comfortable running him out there. but a horrible snap, and the hold just couldn't get it down.
Yeah.
And so it went, it killed a squirrel. It was so low.
Yeah, I was saying when it was on the ground from the start, it was going to be difficult for him to get it up. And so now the other side of that is it did move southeast back to about the 21-yard line. So
they'd been better because it would have been dead having gone past the line of scrimmage, just not touching it and taking it. But it will set up a Wind River Realty first down for Southeast. Shimmick is going to take the snap, and he's going to hand out to Sauer, and Sauer's going to get all of a whopping 1 yard. I'll tell you what, Marshall, this Shoshoni defense, especially the run defense, has come to play.
Yeah, they are definitely closing the door on everything that they're trying to run, especially between the tackles.
Call it 2 yards. Got a little bit of a favorable spot, but they're getting really nothing on the ground here.
And those Southeast backs are big. I mean, these are not small guys that are trying to fight it up in there.
They're tall.
Yeah.
They're definitely tall. I mean, they tower, especially over their own quarterback. Shimmick out of the gun. He's got 4 wideouts and 1 protecting back. He's going to throw a real quick one to TJ Moats, and Moats is going to just bulldoze over, and let's see how many yards he got. He stepped out of bounds. It looks like about 2 yards short, so call it a 6-yard pass from Shimmick to TJ Moats. But here's the interesting part, Marshall. Now, Bo Shimmick's thrown the ball 4 times. He's 4 for 4 on the day.
Yeah, he is finding receivers, and he's finding them in places to give them the opportunity to make some plays. As we see a Shoshoni player down, that would be number.
We're gonna have a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 4:24 left in the first half. 0-0 here from Shoshoni High School.
As one location, giving you by far the biggest selection of inventory in the region. Midway has the best buying experience before and after the sale. Our team members have more experience and knowledge to better serve you. Midway's success is based on hard work. Our team members give 110% to make sure you have a fast, enjoyable experience. We have what you need. At Midway, you're not just a customer, you're part of the Midway family.
And welcome back. It's Oakley Hicks. Looks like he's actually favoring his hand or arm on the left side. Takes his helmet off. You can kind of see him shaking his head. Frustration, definitely for the young man. Big loss anytime, especially at these small schools, anybody gets even remotely hurt and has to miss plays, and especially for Shoshoni, their number 1 targeted wide receiver. So with 4:24 to go, after a 6-yard pass, it's going to set up about 3rd and 2. And this will be the 5th third down attempt for the Cyclones. They've converted on 3 of 4 previously. And there's the snap. They're going to hand it off, and it's going to be good for 3 yards. Let's see who carried it. That was TJ Moats, I do believe, number 24.
Yep, he has definitely been there in between the ends back to really kind of drive that home.
Gets a first down, a Wind River Realty first down, and a 3-yard gain for TJ Moats makes up for the minus 3 yards he got on his last carry. Still only 3.4 yards per carry for the Cyclones, who've rushed the ball 16 times. Shimmick in the gun as we're under 4 minutes, and all sorts of offsides.
Yeah,
false starts, I should say.
They were moving way before the ball ever thought about leaving the ground.
Wide receivers moving, everybody moving. Call it a 5-yard penalty. That's now 37 yards worth of penalties against the visitors from Yoder. And we get it whistled back into play here. And it'll set up first down. It is a Wind River Realty first down, but it'll be 1st and 15.
Yeah,
with 3:40, and neither team is bitten off a whole lot of chunks of yardage. So I'm kind of curious to see what the Cyclones' plan is. You're almost like in a 2-minute drill at this point with the way they're moving. Shimmick out of the gun. He's going to hand off to Sauer, and Sauer's going to gain all of 1 yard.
Yeah, this has just been kind of a similar feel there as number 87 for Shoshoni continues to get on the ball every time they start to really move the ball there. It is
Carlos
Marufo, who has really just been there to stand them up, stop the ball.
Coming out of the huddle here, going out of the gun, 2 wide. Nope, only two wide on the near side, protecting back. He's got a couple tight ends in, and he's going to fake the handoff, and now he's going to have to scramble, and there's a sack.
There it goes. Number 9 got on top of him there. Number 9, number 6.
Loss of -3.
Number 9.
Yeah, Carson Kissling, the running back, gets involved. So Bo Shimmick going to lose 3 yards there on the sack. Good job by Kissling to get back there. And it sets up 3rd and forever.
Yeah, not a lot of plays in the playbook.
That's the technical term, too.
Yeah, when it's 3rd and 16, there's just not a lot of plays in the playbook for that in 9-man to really try to eat all of that up in one shot. And so
I wouldn't be surprised, Marshall. Yeah, they did. They waited to break the huddle until the 10-second hand went up, and now there's 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and the snap perfectly, taking as much time. Shimmick going to look to roll to his right. He's going to throw complete, but it's going to be for about 5 yards. Doesn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage. Goes out of bounds.
Yeah, and that was, again, well defended.
He didn't go out of bounds. It was completed to Trevor Jolovich, number 11, for 5 yards. If you're looking for bright spots as a Cyclone fan, you are 5 for 5 at the quarterback position, but they're going to set up the punt, and they're going to wait until they get as much time off. It'll be the first punt of the day, I do believe. No, second punt. First one only for 14 yards. Based on that, young Carson Kissling may be way too far back.
Yeah, he's hanging out about the 38, and that's a lot of leg to get there.
So it'll be interesting to see. And we've got, not surprising, a timeout on the field taken by the visitors, Southeast Cyclones. We'll take it with 1:06 left in the first half, 0-0 here on the game of the week of week 2 on WyoToday and KWYW 99.1 The Heat.
In Du Bois for Family Fun Night. Now booking parties for all ages and occasions. To reserve your company, family, or birthday party, call 455-3660. Nana's Bowling and Bakery is proud to support Fremont County student athletes.
For more than 40 years, Porter's Mountain View Supply has been serving central Wyoming with top brand name spas, stoves, fireplaces, and outdoor grills. With 2 locations in Riverton and Casper Plus financing available for your purchase, Porter's offers expert advice, quality products, and service along with maintenance. Porter's, your local spa, stove, and fireplace provider in Riverton at the corner of Sunset and North Federal.
She'll be watching where the ball goes.
And welcome back here. Punting to Shoshoni here, 1:06 left. 0-0. There's the snap. And this one, I'll give credit where credit is due. Shimmick gets underneath it, dropped by Carson Kissling, and he just falls on it. So to the 46 from the 38. 12. Well, as much as I wanted to give credit where credit is due, it's only about a 16-yard punt. So get the timeout. It'll be a Wind River Realty first down. Shimmick did get a little bit more under it, just looked prettier.
Yeah, well, and with everything we're dealing with on the punt side, that one went up and.
That's the same as what came out of timeout. Because it was 1:06 when we went to the timeout. So we're back here, a first down for the Shoshoni Wranglers from the Southeast 46, and they're going no backs, 4 wide receivers, empty backfield, snap to Kissling. He's looking deep, and now he's going for his brother. I think it's his brother. I'm going to look at the A.D. Mason and say, is it his brother? It is his brother. I want to make sure it wasn't a cousin or something. Looked for his brother, and it looked like the route was meant to come out toward the sideline, and Caden tried to lead him downfield, set up 2nd and 10 from the 46. 1 minute left here in the first half.
Yeah, I don't blame them at all for taking a shot down the field there. There was definitely some opportunity, but at the same time, the route had some design. They're going to do it again.
Hey, they're going to go no protecting backs, 3 on the far side, 1 on our near side. Kissling from the gun. Looking deep, he's going to get flushed a little bit, fades to his left. Now he's going to get flushed again. Almost goes down. Now there's the pass, and almost caught, but not quite, as that will be incomplete as well.
Yeah, he had a guy. He kept it alive. A guy got open. He got it down there, and, it just didn't come together for him. But kudos to both the receiver and the quarterback for not quitting on the play.
This one was intended for Corbin Brown. So are we going to do it again is the question. Nope, we're going back to the kind of offset eye. 2 wide receivers on the near side. 3rd and 10. And looked like the receiver got a little bit of jump, but no flag. Kissling's going to be forced to his right. Going to look deep, looking to get it complete. And it's complete at the 20-yard line. Gain of 35 yards.
Threw that one to number 5 again.
Corbin Brown.
He may have not caught the previous one, but he absolutely looked that one all the way into his hands.
35, they'll stop to move the chains, and we'll get a timeout on the Wind River Realty first down, as timeout will be called by Shoshoni. We'll be right back. About 38 seconds left, and it is 0-0, but Shoshoni driving here late in the first half. Scoreless on the Game of the Week on KWYW 99.1 The Heat.
Shoshoni Rose Casino and Hotel is proud to support youth sports in Fremont County. Enjoy a meal at the Deca Gai He restaurant. Deca Gai He is Shoshoni for the eating house. Open daily from 7:30 a.m. until 9 p.m. Try a weekend getaway with the family in one of their comfortable, pet-friendly guest rooms and enjoy the heated swimming pool. Book online at ShoshoniRose.com and remember to support Fremont County youth sports. Go team!
Yeah, it happens. Keep an eye out. That's all you can do.
And welcome back.
Yeah, this is getting good.
99.1 about, call it, they made the 30 from the 45, so actually 25-yard gain, not 35, as I initially said. I thought they made the 20. Oh, they did make the 20. What am I thinking? So it is 30. It was a 35-yard gain.
Yeah.
Nicely done, and now they're back to no backs in the backfield. Kissling going to take the snap, and he's going to be flushed to his left, thrown against his body.
Oh, beautiful throw to Oakley Hicks.
Oakley Hicks makes a move. Touchdown!
Touchdown.
Shoshoni!
Yes, they absolutely read that beautifully. Quarterback rolled out, made it look like a run. Oakley Hicks didn't give up on the play, found him open and into the end zone after a nice move.
So first touchdown of the day, and Oakley Hicks, as soon as I said that's good, they found another guy. He's back at it and gets the Wranglers on the board 6-0. Going to attempt the extra point here will be Colby Brink, the junior, number 2. And it's up and good.
Much better snap. That allowed the holder to get it down and get it through.
So with 29 seconds left in the half, it is 7-0 Shoshoni Wranglers. We'll be right back with the conclusion of the first half here on KWYW 99.1 The Heat.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
And welcome back. Here, kickoff time for Shoshoni. And they'll be placing it at the 40. Colby Brink will be kicking off after he hit the extra point on what turned out to be a 20-yard touchdown pass to Oakley Hicks, and good kick there by the young man, and it's going to be fielded at the 10 and taken down at the 12.
Yeah, there we go, and that right there is Marufo again, just on top of the ball.
If I'm a betting man, and I kind of am at times, but you're either running up the middle here or you're just downing it if you're Southeast. Reminder, Southeast does get the ball back. So, and with this amount of time, and they're off, and the offensive both team, you're not going for 2 for 1, so to speak. So, looks like they're going to line up in the traditional I formation with Shimmick under center here with 26 seconds left. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Handoff up the middle, and it's going to go to Chase Sauer. And let's see here, they're going to give him about three on the carry. Wouldn't be bad, but of course they have to go 80-some or 70-some odd yards as I hiccup.
Yeah, at this point, let's get out of the half. Let's go in, regroup, get ready, and then we're able to turn this thing around in the second half if we're Southeast.
And that is the half. 7-0 Shoshone over Southeast in what has been a fun game, but an extremely sloppy one. We had 5 fumbles in the first half. 4 of those were lost by the opponent or by the team who had the ball. 3 of them lost by Southeast. But what am I doing? We'll get into all that on the United States Marine Corps Halftime Show when we return after these messages on WyoToday and KWYW 99.1. The Heat.
Hi, my name is Deputy Krista Grove with the Laramie County Sheriff's Office. I wanted to remind everyone that no matter how big your kiddo might seem, they should probably still be sitting in a booster seat. My son, Sylvester Grove, 9 years old, still sits in a booster seat in my vehicle. I've responded to far too many crashes where there have been kids not buckled up and have seen the worst. Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Clogged drains? Top Priority Drain Cleaning's got you. Fair prices, top service, and a lowest price guarantee. Show any past price and they'll beat it by 5%. Call Top Priority now at 307-709-CLOG. They would like to wish all the Fremont County teams good luck this year.
For a place, a people, an idea. For right and freedom, for liberty and justice for all. For every square inch between fruited plains and spacious skies. Marines fight to win. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Living well isn't just about things. It's about the things that matter. Your family, your friends, and your health. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health and care of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, in advanced medical technologies, and in specialized facilities, so access to better care is close to you and the things that matter most. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
And we interrupt you with breaking news live from the Pepsi Wild Cherry Aisle. Carol, can you hear us?
Steve, I've never seen anything like this. The bold, refreshing, and bursting with cherry deliciousness of Pepsi Wild Cherry is, well, let's just say everyone is getting wild.
Getting wild?
That's right, Steve. There's dancing, binge-watching, and is that a slip and slide? They're really putting the wild in Pepsi Wild Cherry, and this on-the-scene reporter can't wait to pop, lock, and drop it.
Pepsi Wild Cherry. Go ahead. Get wild.
B&M Septic and Excavation offers prompt professional service. Call them today for a quote at 850-2200. They serve far and wide across Fremont County and deep. B&M Septic and Excavation is proud to support Fremont County sports.
Yeah.
And welcome back to the United States Marine Corps Halftime Show. We go into the third quarter here after the halftime with Shoshoni up 7-0. And, boy, Marshall, the first quarter especially kind of got a little bit better, but just sloppy. And the coaches in halftime, they may settle down now to give the guys a little confidence now they've cleaned it up a little bit. But, film study, especially the first quarter, I would not want to be in that room.
Yeah, at this point, the coaches are probably just handing out stick-em and just going, here, we can't really use this, but just don't let the refs catch you at this moment to try to hold on to the ball.
As we go to the stats here on the United States Marine Corps Halftime Show, 5 fumbles in all. I think all of them in the first quarter.
Yes.
4 of them lost. 2 fumbles put on the ground by Shoshoni. Only 1 was lost, and now that and then for Southeast, 3 of them, and all 3 lost, and 2 of them had nothing to do with any defensive great play. The quarterback just rolling, went to bring the ball up. I don't know if he can't just hold. Maybe he's got smaller hands or whatnot. He dropped them both times. But as we look at some of the other kind of non-yardage, non-score-wise, on third down, Shoshoni is only 1 for 4. 3 for 5 for the visitors from Yoder. Fourth down, 0 for 2 for Shoshoni. Visitors haven't attempted to go on a fourth down. Only 10 yards penalties against the Wranglers. For the Cyclones, 37 on 4 penalties, only 1 by Shoshoni. Punting-wise, Shoshoni punted once for there's been 2 punts for them. A 14 and a 17-yard punt for Cyclones, a 19-yard punt for the Wranglers. Now looking at the scoreboard and everything like that on the 7-0 game, Caden Kissling, he does have a touchdown pass. He's 3 for 9, had a real hard time early on. Missed on 6 of his first 7. Since then, he's completed 2 in a row. But 3 of 9 for 78 yards with 1 touchdown. That touchdown, of course, caught by Oakley Hicks, who went out a little bit for injury. That touchdown, though, doesn't happen except for that third down play, the one they did convert on to Corbin Brown for 35 yards.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
Oakley Hicks targeted 5 times, caught 2 of them, longest for 43 yards, and he has the 1 touchdown. On the ground, pretty good job on the ground. It's just fumbles and fourth downs kind of flipped them over. 15 carries for the Wranglers for 99 yards. They're averaging 6.6. They're led by Carson Kinsling, who on 8 carries has 79 yards. He's averaging just under 10, 9.9 yards per carry. For the visitors, bright spot for the Southeast Cyclones, not so much running the ball. They've handed the ball off 19 times. As big and tall as those guys look, 55 yards, only 2.9 yards per carry. Passing the ball is they haven't done a lot, but they've been dang efficient. 5 for 5 for 62 yards, leading the way by Bo Shimmick, leading the way in the receiving corps. TJ Moats has 39. He also one of the leading rushers with 17 yards. So all in all, 117 total yards for the Cyclones. No scores, 177 for the Wranglers with the 1 touchdown.
So the thing I've seen in this game thus far is Southeast has played good ball. The problem is they have kind of cut themselves off with penalties, turnovers, the very things we talked about in the pregame, they have kind of embodied. And that's really allowed Shoshoni to get their footing and to really push forward into some things that are really starting to pay some dividends. They've pretty much got the field open. They've proven they can throw the ball downfield. That should force Southeast to back up a little bit, which should continue to help the run game to mature in the second half.
Well, it'll be interesting to see 6.6 yards per carry. Now that is heavily weighted to Carson Kinsling with his 9.9. Brody Shepard's carried the ball 3 times, 2.3 yard per average, only 7 total yards. Caden Kinsling's had to scramble 4 times. He's got 13 yards on it. Would have more, but he did have the -5 yards where he just kind of kept circling back. And sometimes that's going to be something they're going to mention to him is, hey, look, if you're gotten, aim upfield, minimize it as much as you can. Don't keep circling back. But that'll be an interesting point in the second half. Can Shoshoni continue this run, and can they finish those drives where they're running the ball, where they're really pushing the ball down the field through the run? Can they finish those and get points? Because Southeast getting the ball when they come out of the United States Marine Corps halftime show, a chance to tie it. So really, anybody's ball game, whoever makes the adjustments. And I'll say it again, turnover battle.
Yeah, at this point, they've just got to see who can hold on to the ball, who can execute what they want to execute on the field, and then, who can put it into the end zone.
All right, we want to thank the few, the proud, the United States Marine Corps for sponsoring this show. And if you remember that slogan, I just kind of dated myself and Marshall in the booth here.
No doubt.
I don't think they use that as much anymore, but I remember it as a kid. So thank them for sponsoring a halftime show. When we return, it will be time for the third quarter here on WyoToday and 99.1 KWYW, The Heat.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
Riverton Blowdorn Lumber is proud to support youth sports. Experience the Blowdorn difference. Quality products, design, delivery, and expert service. Blowdorn Lumber, 1202 North Federal in Riverton. Blowdorn Lumber.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Take the next step in higher education at Central Wyoming College. Offering 2- and 4-year degree programs in a variety of fields, Central Wyoming College is transforming lives and strengthening communities through learning, leadership, and connection.
Detailing done different can protect your vehicle with S-Tech's Action Series, Carbon or Smart Series ceramic tint, plus premium ceramic coatings for maximum UV and heat protection. All backed by a lifetime warranty. Expect expert detailing to make any ride look brand new. Call 307-851-5158 today. Detailing done different.
Discover Thermopolis is proud to stand with our Bobcats. From local attractions to hometown pride, there's always something to cheer about here. Discover Thermopolis, celebrating our community and rooting for the Bobcats all season long.
Dos Solitos is proud to support Fremont County sports teams. Enjoy bold Mexican flavors that'll have your taste buds shouting, "Olé!" Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for updates on events and food truck locations.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube oil and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
Men have a way of doing things. A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
Golden Buffalo Jewelry in Riverton knows that sports bring our community together, from Friday night lights to weekend tournaments. They're proud to cheer on our local athletes and support the teams that give us so much to root for. At 407 East Main, you'll find something special for everyone. Timeless pieces, unique gifts, and a selection worth exploring. Stop in, discover the perfect treasure, and know you're supporting a business that supports local sports. Where community and sparkle shine side by side. Call 307-857-2789 today.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
Your tax pros at 219 East Main Street in Riverton, Wyoming can handle all your tax needs. Whatever your situation, we know what to do. Call 307-856-2256 today to schedule an appointment. H&R Block is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Stay at the newly renovated Hampton Inn & Suites Riverton, proud sponsor of all sports teams, home and away. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience with Hampton's top-notch amenities, including a free hot breakfast, complimentary dinner and drinks Monday through Thursday evenings, a sweet shop for snacks and essentials, a pet-friendly environment and an indoor hot tub pool, and a fitness center to keep up with your workout routine. We've got everything you need for an exceptional stay. Reserve your stay now on our website, Hampton Inn & Suites Riverton, where comfort meets convenience.
And we're frozen again. We'll do a little camera maintenance here. And we'll wave.
We're still here. We haven't left yet.
There we go. Welcome back, 991 KWYW. Shoshoni kicking off after they scored late in the fourth quarter. It'll be Colby Brink kicking off deep. It looks like, well, for a change, only one man going deep for a team. I'm not used to that. Looks like going deep is going to be number 11, Trevor Jolovich.
Now, I've known Colby Brink for a long time.
He's not overly deep either.
No, I've known Colby Brink for a long time. He can kick this thing, and I'm interested to watch him do it.
Well, we saw that on the first kickoff. Here it is, and this one's going to be a little short. It's going to bounce around a couple times. Now picked up by number 22, who's going to get 4 or 5 yards on the return out to about the 37. As I hiccup again.
It's about the 37 there.
37.
You'll never guess who made that tackle there for Shoshoni.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe Carlos Marufo.
Yeah, he was all over it again, and you know, that kid is absolutely a ball hawk. He knows where it's at, and he's going to get it.
So Wind River Realty first down in pretty good field position overall.
Yeah, I would take the 37 if I could do it.
And the snap going to Shimmick, and incomplete.
Yeah,
First incompletion of the day for Shimmick as he tried to target the usually reliable TJ Moats. That's not on Shimmick either. Just hit TJ in the hands, who'd caught 3 of 3 targets and just could not keep control of it.
And, you know, he was doing that with 2 Shoshoni Wranglers breathing down his neck as he threw that ball. So that was really trying to do the right thing there. It just didn't come together for him.
Need that wide receiver to bail you out in that situation. So here we go back up to the line of scrimmage. Out of the gun, looks like they're going to have 4 wide. They do have a protecting back with them. It looks to be number 20, Sauer, and he's going to wind up throwing and intercepted!
Yes! And that's
intercepted by number 1. Of course, number 1 being Oakley Hicks. He comes into play again, and it was tipped ball by number 11. That is number 11, Trevor Jolovich, could not control it. And we have a turnover as Jolovich was targeted.
And this is why a tipped ball is the most dangerous thing in the receiving game. When a ball gets touched and starts flying around where it wasn't intended to go, anybody can end up with it. That's exactly what happened right there.
And it'll bring out the Shoshoni offense, and good field position on the 39-yard line for Caden Kissling and the Raiders.
There are no backs in that backfield.
Nope, going from the gun, quickly completed Oakley Hicks on a little outlet pass, and he kind of ran into a little bit of trouble there. He gets held up, and he's going to get 3 yards to the 36-yard line on Kissling's 4th completion of the day.
Yeah, the back of that play, kind of like he was waiting for a bus, just kind of standing there. He was caught. There wasn't much he could do, and then the rest of the team came and joined him.
So now 4 turnovers on the day for the Cyclones, 3 fumbles and a pick.
Yeah, and it's hard to maintain any momentum when you're turning the ball over 4 times.
Going from the gun, a deep gun no less. 8 yards back. 3 wide on the far side is Shoshoni going left to right and ready to dial. 1 on the near. Snap to Kissling. Kissling going to roll to his right.
He's going
to take off. He's at the 30. And good open field tackle after 7-yard gain for Kissling, because it could have been a whole lot more. And it will set up about 3rd and 1. Here with 10:35 and counting left in the third quarter. Shoshoni up by 7. They are 1 of 4 on third downs today.
Yeah, and so let's see if they keep with that empty backfield set. Yes, they are coming right back to it again.
This time not quite as far back, about 6.5 instead of the 8. Same formation, though, with the receivers. 3 trips on the top, 1 on the bottom, and he's going to get flushed, and he's looking downfield. Now he's going deep, looking for the end zone, and dropped. And now, in fairness, would have been one heck of a catch by his brother Carson Kissling. Really didn't have a great opportunity at it. Throwing into coverage.
Yeah, 3 defensive backs standing around you in that situation is pretty daunting, but it's also showing a lot of confidence. You know, they threw it way down the field on 3rd and 1 because I think they believed they were going to go for it on 4th and 1.
Well, the thing is, too, they were 1 of 5 now on 3rd down. They're 0 for 3 on going on 4th. Going same formation, 1 at the bottom. That's Carson Kissling. Snap to Caden Kissling. He's looking to keep it. He's looking to get somewhere, and he's not going to get it. No gain, and a turnover on downs, Marshall.
Yeah, you know, sometimes it looks like there's a lane that opens up, but when you're starting 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage, those lanes close fast. That's exactly what looks like happened there.
And part of the problem, too, was he was so indecisive. Just find that hole and hit it, because if you can get some momentum, you only got to get a yard. And he was just really hesitant, it seemed. And now they're 0 for 4 on 4th downs. Turnover on downs for the 4th time for them. Brings out Bo Shimmick, and as bad as this Southeast offense has played with ball control, they're only down by 7. Snap, hands off to Sauer, and he is thrown for a negative 1 yard loss.
Yeah, that one there was a serious gang tackle, and it looked like the Southeast gang did not show up when that happened, and so 4 guys from Shoshoni on top of the running back there.
Well, it's almost like Shoshoni's trying to say you're going to have to throw the ball to beat us, which is weird for a guy in the first half who's 5 for 5. They are dedicated, like most 9-man teams, to the run. Of course, we saw the most dedicated team to the run last week, and that's Wind River for you. And when they're good, they're dominant. Snap to Shimmick. Shimmick going to look out. Looked like he wasn't going to have anybody, and he gets the ball to T.J. Moats for a Wind River Realty first down. It's going to be a 12-yard pass to T.J. Moats.
Yeah, Moats absolutely came out of nowhere, made that grab, and then he had some room to run. He is definitely hard to bring down when he gets momentum going with him, and he showed it right there.
So, but of course, moving the ball has not been Southeast's biggest problem. So they need to just keep getting first downs if they want to tie this game up.
Yeah, the holding on to the ball continues to be the biggest issue that Southeast is having to navigate.
Under center, single back, hands off, and eaten alive is Chase Sauer.
Yeah, Marufo was right on top of him as soon as he got the ball that time. 87.
It's going to be a loss of about 1.5. We'll call it 2 there. So
yeah, I'd say 2 is probably a good call. It's
about 1.5. It was at 39. Now it's close to the. It was at the 41. Now it's close to the 39. So. Again, single back formation. Only one wide out in the pattern. He's on the near side. Southeast going right to left on the radio dial. They're going to play action. Rolling is Shimmick, and this has got him in trouble. And boy, did it get him in trouble again.
Yeah.
Loss of 9.
Yeah, on that one, 83 read him, stayed with him, didn't give him any room to get free, and just brought him to the ground.
Well, and of course, the worry you have to have as a Cyclone fan is that rolling, specifically to his right, has been where he's had some ball control issues of bringing him up. So it brings up 3rd and a country mile. It'll be 3rd and 20. Right at 3rd and 20 as we're about to tick under 8 minutes to play here in the third quarter. And Shimmick's going to go from the gun with 2 wideouts up top on the right side. No play action there. He's going to throw immediately and incomplete. He was looking for TJ Moats, and TJ Moats catches that. He had a step. If he can get turned around really nicely and avoid the ankle tackle, he's going. He had nobody behind him for Shoshoni to stop him. So
yeah, he could have run all the way to the canyon and to Thermopolis before someone caught him if he would have been able to make that grab and keep his feet.
So on 4th and forever, and by the way, after the game, junior cameraman Declan will serenade us with Forever from Frozen. So on 4th down forever, they choose to punt, and this might be the best one if it's staying in bounds, but I don't know where it went out of bounds. It was kicked from the 29. Let's see where they stop it outside or out of bounds here as we get the clock kind of right.
They are still
So it's
walking.
not a 20 yard. It's going to be about a 19-yard punt, and it will be Shoshoni ball right shy of the 50.
Yeah, if he sneezes hard, he's going to be on the 50 at this point. So, yeah, that was definitely – it was a good, solid punt, just out of bounds early.
And it still was their longest punt of the day. So, and it matches the one punt by Shoshoni. So coming out of the gun, nobody in the backfield with him. 3 trips on the near side, 1 up top. I'm guessing it's Carson Kissling. That's usually the formation up top. Snap to Caden Kissling. He's looking deep. No, he's going to go short, and just did not look good there the whole way.
No, the wind's kind of picked up a little bit, and I'm not sure it didn't kind of catch that one and just kind of push it and keep pushing it down as it was going in towards the receiver. And, weather is still a factor. I know it's not, 3 degrees out here in sleet and snow, but when the wind picks up on you as you're getting ready to throw it.
Well, and it also looked like Caden may have been a little bit confused as far as he wound up like he wanted to go a little bit deeper, slanting out towards the sideline, and then tried to cut it off for just going flat, and it looked like the receiver was going flat the whole time, and it just kind of caught up with him.
Yeah.
But we're going same formation, just flip the receivers. Trips on the left, Carson Kissling on his right. Caden out of the gun with no backs, and he's going to look for just a little bubble screen type action to Carson Kissling, and it's going to gain about a yard. Well read and well tackled by the DB who was out there on the island by himself.
Yeah, and that's exactly what that play lives and dies on. If you can break a tackle, you've got room to run. If the defensive back does a good job with the tackle, then, it's not going to be the play that you hope for.
So now 5 of 13 for 82 yards and a touchdown is Caden Kissling. That was Carson Kissling's first catch of the day. Goes for 1 yard. God, actually, we're going to go ahead and give it 2. Generous spot, actually, quite frankly.
Yeah, that one is up there.
From the snap with nobody back there, he's looking deep. Nobody there. Quite frankly, he may have just held on to that ball a little bit too long.
Yeah, picked up a yard or 2 on the play and kept it from being a loss. And now it becomes pretty interesting. You're right here. You're at the 47, it looks like.
the way your defense is playing, I think Coach Trumbull's going to punt, and that's what it looks like he's doing as Colby Brink comes out. And a chance here doesn't look like they're buying it at all. No returner back there. So a chance really to pin this team deep if Colby Brink can get off a good one. And he gets off low, but it should take a nice little bounce.
Take a nice bounce.
Not going to go quite as far as they want to. It's going to die right at the 20. So it's going to be a 27-yard punt. Best punt of the day by anybody on the out here. And we'll take a break with them here and be right back on WyoToday at 99.1 KWYW. Shoshoni up 7-0.
I'm Winslow Friday, Director of the Wind River Intertribal Council Department of Transportation. It makes me and my crew happy when you buckle up. It just might save your life.
I'm gonna get us home.
Buckle up for life, Wyoming!
Hey guys, this is Nick Haskell, and here.
And welcome back. We're sorry, Nick. We'll get back to you. 7-0. It is a Southeast ball. I need to get my clock up here. And here we go. And looking to pass and just did not look good as well. He got popped. Shimmick did.
He got blasted.
Blasted by number 50, Malachi Litz.
Yeah, that one there, that was a fast-moving play all the way around, and it had to be because Malachi was on him like ugly on, well, I don't want to talk about our broadcast team, but he was definitely there.
Okay, all right. Well, that's weird when a father talks about his son like that.
Isn't it? It's difficult,
And I thought I hit stop. I did not hit stop on the clock. I do apologize. From the gun here, he's got 3. Man in motion is TJ Moats, and he's going to look to throw it right to him and just dropped.
Yep, right there. And
so as well as he went 5 for 5 in the first half, Marshall, he's come out and gone 1 for 6 in the second.
Yeah, looking at this, Shoshoni has essentially said, you're going to beat us in the air, and it really does seem like that has actually improved the pass rush to prevent them from being able to do that. And so that has been a real positive development, but I also give credit to the coverage. Defensive backs have been there, ready to make tackles and make stops if these passes actually do get completed.
Well, I think Shoshoni feels confident stopping the run, only allowing a 2-yard per carry average, that they don't have to send as many guys up the middle. And here we go. Snap. It's thrown and trying to hook and lateral, but it wouldn't have mattered. They're going to say complete on the ground. 4 yards gained. Clock should be moving as it was called a complete pass.
Yeah, he was right there. He caught it on the hook, it looked like, and then he tried to lateral it.
Was tempted, but so it would have been technically a fumble. But here's the thing: he was on his knees,
so he was already down at the catch.
Yeah, he was already down at the catch. It's going to be a 4-yard completion to Chase Sauer.
Yeah, calling some unique plays at this point.
And here comes Shimmick with the punt, and boy, he got a hold of that one. That's going to be by far the best punt of the day, going from the 25 to the 18.
Yeah, he kicked that one like a mule.
So 22 to 18. The 18 is going to give you 32 yards, and then you're going to gain another 28 because of the bounce. So 28 and 22. 50-yard punt there.
That's pretty.
Not really expecting that.
That was definitely not on the bingo card after what we had seen.
We have frozen up again, it looks like. So we'll get that squared away here. You'll get to see us for a second. It's just the wind causing all sorts of issues with us. Everybody wave, say hi.
The highlight of your day right here.
And then back to it. And here we get the snap. Kissling rolling, looking to pass complete for about an 8 yard. They'll probably give him, he ran back a little bit, so they'll call it a 7-yard gain.
Yeah, nice little pitch out.
Who was that who caught it?
Number 10 made that catch.
Okay, number 10 is Brody Shepard. It's his first completion of the day.
And, that was just finding a spot where he could get open, and as soon as Kissling saw it, he took advantage of it. That's how you move the ball down the field with a short pass like that. Everything doesn't have to go 30 yards to be an effective passing
So we do apologize. When playing with our cords left and right, it died for a little while. Snap in the gun. Going to hand off to Carson Kissling. He's got a hole, and he's going to gain. It's going to get tackled well, but not until he's caught after a 4-yard gain. It will be enough for a Wind River Realty first down.
You know, when you forget they can hand the ball off after they've thrown and thrown and thrown, and all of a sudden they get out there and make a nice little inside handoff there that has some space, picks up that first down, keeps the chains moving.
Well, interesting, they didn't stop the clock there, so we'll just catch up here. Trips on the right for Caden Kissling, nobody on his left, and he's going to roll. He's looking deep. He's got a man wide open, and unfortunately he has to go down the ground to catch the 9-yard pass.
Excellent concentration there by the receiver. Again, number 10 finding that space and just settling in, making the catch, looking it all the way in, and making sure that we're moving the ball down the field.
Found a hole there in about the it looked like they might be playing a little bit of zone coverage. Going to set up second and a long one. Well, not even a long one, kind of an exact one. I'm so used to saying a long one most of the time. Going from the gun is Caden Kissling. He's got a protecting back. That's his brother back there. Trips to the near side. That is the right side. And snap, hands it Carson. He bobbles it first. Now he pops open for a second, and maybe if he doesn't bobble the ball there, he doesn't have the problems. He's going to gain 4, but it is good enough for a Wind River Realty first down there.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to take what you get. That bobble there might have cost them big. There was some definite opportunity to run. He could have driven a truck through the hole that opened up in front of him.
He definitely could, but he does get the Wind River Realty first down, flipping the field here. No one's really actually gone like a full field drive, so it's been, of course, they haven't done anything really as far as they've driven a bit but not gotten in the end zone, and short fields have been the friend of Shoshoni, and that's what you want. Handoff is against to Kissling again, and he's going to gain 6, call it 7.
Yeah, we're now watching Shoshoni start to impose some will on the ground after they've opened the defense up through their passing through this entire quarter. Now they're starting to say, hey, you know what, we can run because we've only got to beat 3-4 guys right here in the middle to get some lanes to really do that.
6 yards short of 100 for Carson Kissling now. Trip's going to be on the top side for Caden. Caden with Carson in the background, out of the gun. And almost in the neutral zone, got back, handed off is to Carson Kissling, and this one read like a book. Loss of, they're going to be generous on that. Loss of 2.
Yeah, that one there, the entire defensive line was standing back there shaking hands with the handoff.
And credit the individual making the play was 68. That is Joaquin Ramirez for the Cyclones. He just beat the center like a drum and got past it. Sets up third and about 5 here as we get close to 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Kissling out of the gun. He's there with his brother. Trips to the left. Caden going to roll. Now he's coming back to his right. He's got all
beautiful,
day to
all
run.
day.
He's got 10, 15, 20, 25. He cuts inside. Now cuts back outside. Touchdown, Shoshoni on the 46-yard run by Caden Kissling.
Absolutely a thing of beauty. Reversed that play, had all day. His blockers blocked for him, knew what they were doing, didn't get out of position, and there was nothing that Southeast was going to do to stop that play.
And good job by him and the wide receiver working together to find an opening there. And he cut in, and the receiver, they then turned around and blocked it the other direction. 13-0 Shoshoni. Colby Brink on for the extra point. I'm not used to this. I'm seeing way more kicks on the extra point 9, man. I'm used to going for 2. Spot had to bail out a little bit of a bad snap, but does so. And then with 1:58 here left in the third quarter, it's now 14-0 Shoshoni. We'll be right back on 99.1 KWYW, The Heat.
Best brands. With our size, we are able to shop for you. We're able to choose the top products from the best companies. We carry Lazy Boy, Tempur-Pedic, Ashley, Sealy, Serta, and more. With our variety, we can make sure we're a one-stop shop for all of your home furnishing needs. Come in today to one of our locations in Cody, Lovell, Worland, and Riverton, where we have the best prices and a better service.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
And welcome back. Minute 58 left here in the third. 14-0 Shoshoni after the 46-yard scamper by Caden Kissling. And what that does also, it took 6 minutes off the clock. So here is the kickoff by Brink, and it's going to bounce around. It's going to be fielded. No, now it's going to be fielded at the 25. He's at the 30 to the 35, up to the 40-yard line. 15-yard return there.
Nice 4-man tackle to get him down. They weren't going to let him get away once they got their hands on him, and so that's always a benefit to playing really good, sound lane integrity defense is when you can get on top of them, you can keep them there.
Unfortunately, we do not have a score yet from Saratoga where Wind River's playing. So Bo Shimmick leads Southeast out, and they've got to figure something out now. They a lot of time came off. They have got to score this drive if you're a Cyclones faithful. Shimmick out of the gun, one wide receiver up top, 2 protecting backs. And everybody and their brother, unless they had a flinch, but everybody and their brother for Shoshoni jumped that.
Yeah, that hard count right there absolutely just had Shoshoni pinning their ears back, and when they heard it, they moved.
So a free 5 yards turns it into 1st and 5 from the 45. Not bad field position after a kickoff.
No, not at all.
From the gun, 2 protecting backs, and they're going to hand it off to TJ Moats, and he's going to gain about 4 of it. They're on the far side. They're really spotting them short on stuff. We had not to question the rest, but we had a really good view on that one. So it's going to be a 3-yard gain by TJ Moats, who he is maybe their leading rusher by yards. No, he is by yards per carry of guy who has any amount of carries. TJ Moats has 7 carries for 20 yards, 2.9 average. They have just not been able to get the run going here. Out of the gun, same exact formation as first down. This time they're going to hand it off to Sauer, and he's going to easily gain 7 and a Wind River Realty first down.
Yeah, as they keep kind of handing it off back and forth between those backs, there has the feel that they're moving the ball, but then you start looking at the stat sheet and you just realize that really it has been a very slow-going effort, and again, the turnovers have not helped. But Southeast has really not been able to put together any kind of drive that has produced anything that looks like results up to this point.
From the gun, they're going to send Trevor Jolovich out to the near side. Shimmick fakes it, now going to the right. We have a flag on the field. It is dropped, it looked like. I do believe it was dropped at least. But we do have a flag as well. Not sure who that was intended. Looks for it might have been wasn't Jolovich. It looks like it was intended for Chase Sauer coming out of the backfield. It still doesn't help. Shimmick's just abysmal half after the first. He did so well. Chase Sauer now 2 for 3 receiving the ball. Waiting to see what the call is. And it's going to be, we got nothing really.
Just they picked that flag up.
Picked that flag up, incomplete. I'm kind of confused. And now they're coming back to it. So they're going to ask for 40 seconds on the clock here, is my guess. Or for 50, actually. So we'll just wait until it gets down to that to start it back. But it was an incomplete pass on the play. So the time clock corrected, and I guess they waved the flag off, or it may have been declined.
Possibly.
Although that'd be weird because it was in the vicinity of holding. So now they want it running here. So it was they just picked it up then. They're going to say it. Actually, they're going to say it was completed. It looks like, and this one snapped back in the backfield, and having to just dive on it is Shimmick, and he's gonna get credit for about a 12-yard running loss on that. Not good at all. So just he could have had it, went through his hands. So they're going to say it was completed, though. By the way, the last catch that we called incomplete, it was for about 2 yards. But a huge loss on that down brings up third and a country mile from the Southeast zone 36. Looking deep is Shimmick and incomplete.
Yeah, slinging it down the field, but that was definitely not anything that...
He was looking for T.J. Moats.
Yeah, and Moats, he didn't have a step. He was definitely not getting to that one at that point.
He got rid of it way too fast if he's going for that one because he well overthrew it. T.J. Moats probably does have height on the DB who's on him, so you could throw a 50-50 ball to him, but you got to kind of let him get to there or throw it where he could actually catch it. So with 2.9 seconds left, they're going to wind up punting the ball here, punting from their own 44-yard line, punt by Shimmick, and punt for the sideline, and I'm not sure. That looks like it's going to be actually a pretty good one. It looks like it's going to go out right at the 20. They're actually going to say the 19, so from the 44 to the 19, 31, 37-yard punt. Best punt of the day. No, actually, no, the 50-yard one they had was a little bit better.
Yeah, but that one right there worked out pretty good considering the coverage and everything there. He put it right where he needed to put that, and you know, they may not have scored on this one, but if their defense can hold up, then maybe they have some opportunity left in the fourth quarter.
So we have 12 minutes to go. We enter the fourth. Shoshoni up 14-0 on Southeast. Come back for the last quarter here on 99.1 KWYW, the Heat.
Hot Springs Pharmacy is proud to cheer on our hometown Bobcats. Whether it's game night or school night, we've got the prescriptions, health essentials, and friendly service you can count on. Hot Springs Pharmacy, your local team, your local pharmacy. Let's have a big cheer for our hometown team.
Midway operates our 4 showrooms as one location, giving you by far the biggest selection of inventory in the region. Midway has the best buying experience before and after the sale. Our team members have more experience and knowledge to better serve you. Midway's success is based on hard work. Our team members give 110% to make sure you have a fast, enjoyable experience. We have what you need. At Midway, you're not just a customer, you're part of the Midway family.
And welcome back here. It is time for the fourth quarter. Shoshoni up and with the ball, up 14-0, ball in their control. And you know they'd love to have one of those 6-minute drives right here.
Well, a 6-minute drive that ends in a touchdown would essentially put their foot on the neck of Southeast. And
that would basically end it.
So let's see what they're able to do
From
here.
the gun, again, nobody back there. Pump fakes, now looking deep. And he's going to hit him in stride. Kisling to Kisling at the 40, 35, out to the 30. He's still going. 20, 10, touchdown, Shoshoni. A 81-yard touchdown pass.
How about a 15-second touchdown scoring drive? What do you think that does to Southeast at this point?
81-yard completion, brother to brother.
Man, they've been trying to connect like that since the first quarter, and this one here connected beautifully in a way that they could only have drew it up in the playbook.
So now Shoshoni up 20-0. Looking to put the extra point up is Colby Brink, and it is good. So took us all of 19 seconds here in the first quarter, or fourth quarter, what am I saying? For brother on brother. Carson catches it from Caden, goes 81 yards for the touchdown. We'll be right back with the kickoff here on KWYW The Heat. Head to Nana's Bowling and Bakery in DuBois for Family Fun Night. Now booking parties for all ages and occasions. To reserve your company, family, or birthday party, call 455-3660. Nana's Bowling and Bakery is proud to support Fremont County student athletes.
For more than 40 years, Porter's Mountain View Supply has been serving central Wyoming with top brand name spas, stoves, fireplaces, and outdoor grills. With 2 locations in Riverton and Casper Plus financing available for your purchase, Porter's offers expert advice, quality products, and service along with maintenance. Porter's, your local spa, stove, and fireplace provider in Riverton at the corner of Sunset and North Federal.
Welcome back to the game of the week here on KWYW 99.1 The Heat. Shoshoni, after an 81-yard touchdown pass, threw it for about 15, and his brother did the rest. Carson Kinsling rumbling, stumbling all the way to the end zone, making guys miss. And here we go, 21-0 Wranglers as Colby Brink hits the extra point and will now kick off. It's going to bounce around the 16, have to go back for it around the 10 and picked up. Returned about 4 or 5 yards. It will set up a Wind River Realty first down for the Southeast Cyclones. Returning it was Trevor Jolovich. And it'll bring Bo Schmidt, who has had a really efficient and good first half, has struggled mightily here in the second. 5 for 5 in the first half. Now overall 8 for 14, 80 yards. He has thrown a pick. 121 yards total for Southeast to 347 for the hometown Shoshoni Wranglers.
Yeah, they have definitely divided and conquered with their offense, and their defense has stood up tremendously since the second quarter. This is absolutely do or die time for Southeast.
Out of the gun, going to hand off and gains nothing. Absolutely nothing on the handoff to trying to eye who it was. I think it's number 20, but
I believe that's correct. That's what it looked like.
Looked like it was Chase Sauer again. Gained. Let's see if they gave him anything. Nope, they did not. So sticking to this run.
Yeah,
but, and now just FYI, they're down to 1.6 yards per carry.
Well, at this point, it really does look like most of the things that their running backs are getting is hit. Not yards, but hit.
Schmidt coming out in the gun. Now he's going to look to pass real quick to TJ Moats, and Moats is going to get just eaten alive. Let's see how much they give him. Looks like nothing.
The entire Shoshone defense was there to shake his hand and help him find his way to the ground on that play. Just not fooled at all, and not much available for him to do once he got the ball there.
Well, it's weird to say that they don't have the ability, it seems, to go downfield. When the first pass, 3 passes of those 5 in the first by Bo Schmidt were 20, 13, and 18. Looked like, and ever since then, the longest one's been 12, and most of that was done by TJ Moats getting downfield.
Yeah, it just seems like the passing game, the wheels have come off since that opening salvo.
Let's see here. We got a timeout on the field. This one taken by the team from here, by Southeast. They trail Shoshone Wranglers 21-0 here in the fourth. 10:09 to play. We'll be right back on KWYW 99.1 The Heat.
Shoshone Rose Casino and Hotel is proud to support youth sports in Fremont County. Enjoy a meal at the Deca Gai He restaurant. Deca Gai He is Shoshone for the eating house. Open daily from 7:30 a.m. until 9 p.m. Try a weekend getaway with the family in one of their comfortable, pet-friendly guest rooms and enjoy the heated swimming pool. Book online at ShoshoneRose.com and remember to support Fremont County youth sports. Go team!
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
And welcome back here. Timeout by Southeast. and they are down 21-0. They have the ball 3rd and 10. Just a pass and a run have amounted to absolutely, not to be rude, jack squat to host the Chris Farley from when he was on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And they've got to figure something out here, and they've got to figure out in a hurry. 21, you're not completely out of it, but it's getting fat lady warming up, as they would say, so to speak. She's tuning up the vocal cords. They're going from the gun, 4 wideouts, 1 protecting back. Shimmick is going to look downfield. He's going to be flush, and now he's going to look deep and just knocked down by just not completely down by Oakley Hicks. Intended receiver was TJ Moats, and Hicks was on him like glue.
Yeah, Hicks had the positioning, and he had the absolute awareness to, just knock it to the ground. You don't have to try to catch everything. Don't get out of position, and, he had the lane that allowed him to make that stop there.
Now, here's the real question. Are they actually going to go for it, or are they going to punt here? It looks like they're going to punt. Because then scores could get really, really ugly really, really fast.
Yeah.
Snap for the punt. He bobbles it a little bit. And this one, again, with some backspin on it, punted from the 19, it's going to end up at the 39. So call it a 20-yard punt.
Yeah, that one just didn't give him what he was looking for. The backspin when it hit the ground just kind of killed it right there.
I actually will stay with it. Looks like they're going to move in a hurry. So,
yeah, the officiating team has absolutely not slowed down a bit when it comes to change of possession here.
Well, Chili's and Casper's open late. So I say that as the fact that I would love to be at Chili's right now, or Chili's after this game.
Man, true.
So it's going to be Caden Kissling out of the gun. He's by himself again, trips on the right, single on the left. Snap, he's looking to throw across the middle and just cannot hit number 10 as he's diving for. That's Brody Shepard.
Yeah, Shepard was wide open. There wasn't anybody within 10 yards of him when that ball left Kissling's hands. And so, he picked the right target. It just didn't connect. So looking at this, less than 10 minutes, 21-0. Do you think they're going to do anything different, or we think we're going to keep throwing it in the air?
I'm surprised they haven't ran a little bit more, but they're going nobody in the backfield. Of course, they're preparing for Lingle Fort Laramie, which is a staunch opponent next week. Snap is the Kissling. He's going to be flushed, almost sacked, but gets away. Needs to get rid of the ball. Puts out there complete all the way down to the 10. It's going to be a 29-yard gain and a Wind River Realty first down. 29 yards completed to Cameron Eater.
Yeah, Cameron Eater had a step on his defender, grabbed that ball down out of the sky, and really made the quarterback look great on that play right there.
That he did. Wind River Realty first down for him, and it'll be 1st and 10. Let's see if they can make it. They can just barely make a first down, it looks like. Maybe. And now they're going to snap and go on the fade, looking for Oakley Hicks, and it is complete. So, touchdown, Shoshoni. Oakley Hicks just stopped, turned around, maybe got a little bit of a push off. Not going to throw it out there, but maybe got away with just a little bit of one. And that is the 3rd touchdown of the day.
That's just the way they drew
Kissling.
That's just the way they drew the play up, Kevin. They just drew it up that way.
Well, if you can get away with it, get away with it. and the 2nd touchdown caught by Oakley Hicks. And the kick is up and is good. So with 9:13 left in the 4 quarters, now 28-0. Shoshoni will be right back on 99.1 KWYW, the Heat.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Hi, my name is Deputy Krista Grove with the Laramie County Sheriff's Office. I wanted to remind everyone that no matter how big your kiddo might seem, they should probably still be sitting in a booster seat. My son, Sylvester Grove, 9 years old, still sits in a booster seat in my vehicle. I've responded to far too many crashes where there have been kids not buckled up and have seen the worst. Buckle up for life, Wyoming.
He's going to kick this ball.
And welcome back here. Teeing it up is Colby Brink and the Shoshone Wranglers up 28-0, excuse me. Up big, and here comes Brink with the kick. And this one's going to soar over the head. It's going to be down, go to the 10. Going to have to pick it up at the 5. And trying to get something out of nothing, and he's going to be down at the 7. Great coverage there by the Shoshone Wrangler special teams unit, which in 9-man is pretty much half their defense, half their offense, sometimes all three.
Yeah, Marufo was on top of that one again.
And you want to know the difference that depth can make. Shoshone definitely got a few more players, and we'll see if they come in. He's actually going to get about 4 yards on that. He's going to get out to the 9, where it'll be a Wind River Realty first down for him.
And from the 9, you can at least do some things. If he was standing back there on the 5-yard line and having to come out from that in the gun that they've been running, he would be standing mid-end zone.
Shemick going from the gun. Actually, more of the pistol, actually, on this one, it looks like. He's going to hand off to Moat, and he's going to get out past about 7-8 yards, but we have a flag on the play. And the vicinity tells me, if I'm a betting man, that it's a hold.
Be nice to guess as well from where that came from.
Would nullify about a 6-yard gain by Moat, and would be the 5th penalty of the day against the visitors from Yoder.
And that has been the struggle this entire game, is that when they would get a little bit moving, a hold, a turnover, an unnecessary, a personal foul, these are the things that have just really hurt any momentum that they tried to develop throughout the entire games that we've watched tonight.
We're going to call it, based on where it was, they're just going to mark it back a yard based on where it was. It'd been half the distance anyway. So the clock has started back here as they'll come out of kind of that pistol with kind of a pro set look pistol. He's a little bit up, not back with the backs for it to be the gun. Handoff is to Moat again. He's going to break 1 tackle, break 2 tackles. He's going to break all tackles. He's at the 30, the 40. Only one who can catch him is Caden, and he's not going to. And it's going to be a 92-yard touchdown scamper. No flags on the field. So T.J. Moats got the best of them there, 92 yards, and the first score of the day. That obviously automatically puts him over 100 yards for the day.
Yeah, when we see something like that, it really does become the law of averages, that if we continue to hand the ball, eventually someone is going to break one if they've got the speed and the talent to do it.
He got outside. Caden Kissling had the right angle on him, or at least I think it's Caden Kissling. Yep, Caden Kissling just could not get to him.
Yeah,
and so it'll be the extra point. And yet another team kicking the extra point. Everybody kicking extra points in 9-man this year. It's down, kick is up, and looks good.
It is
good.
Yes.
So with 8:40 left, it is 28-7. We'll be right back here on WyoToday at 99.1 KWYW, The Heat.
Clogged drains? Top Priority Drain Cleaning's got you. Fair prices, top service, and a lowest price guarantee. Show any past price, and they'll beat it by 5%. Call Top Priority now at 307-709-CLOG. They would like to wish all the Fremont County teams good luck this year.
For a place, a people, an idea, for right and freedom, for liberty and justice for all. For every square inch between fruited plains and spacious skies. Marines fight to win. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Some oxygen.
And welcome back after the 92-yard touchdown scamper by T.J. Moats. It is 28-7 for Shoshone with 8:40 here left in the fourth quarter. Kicking off for the first time will be Southeast. Now, do they get funky here? They onside kick it?
You know, at this point, I think I would onside kick it and try to get the ball back.
Now, do credit where it is. Shoshone just kind of stepped up. The ball's not really set up per se for an onside. That really doesn't mean anything nowadays.
Sure.
So let's see what the kicker, Shimmick, and quarterback for that matter, is going to do here. Got his hands up. Doesn't look onside. Isn't. They kind of pop it up into no man's land, hoping to get it, and it's going to go out of bounds.
Illegal procedure, so
we're going to get the clock back right. It's 8:36 left, so we'll just get that. So it's going to spot it. Based on where it went out, I think it'll be spotted at the 40, won't it? As we had the flag for illegal procedure, kicking the ball out of bounds. What would have been really cool is if you've seen it, because I'm guessing not a lot of high school kids know it, but are they just going to spot the ball there? No, well, maybe not. I don't know.
That's what it's looking like.
No, it looks like now they're going back to the huddle. But, technically, by rules of football, the guy could have touched it to down it, and if he's standing out of bounds and touches it, it's still that way because the Green Bay Packers, there's a guy who's made a living off that, it seems. So I'm guessing the ball's going to be at the 40 since it went out at the 30, or is it going to be at 35?
Looks like the 35 is where he's going to spot it at. There we go.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 35, and now the first down marker guy has decided he doesn't like the mark. No, now he's back. Now they're friends again.
Oh, that's good. I always want to make sure that guys get along.
1st and 10, out of the gun, no backs, trips on the left, one single receiver on the right, and Caden Kissling looking across the middle. And I think that was more caused by I don't know if he tipped it or not, but Mr. Sauer got his hand in that passing lane and kind of threw off the target, which was Cameron Eater again.
Yeah, he's a big, tall boy. When he gets those arms out there, he makes a pretty imposing target. Hard to see through, hard to see around. And so it could be a situation where he might have tipped it or might have just caused the obstruction of vision for the ball.
So going out of the guy, and talk about, because a lot of it's been running, obviously. Talk about a fast game. I mean, we've now just hit the 2-hour mark. Here's the snap to Kissling. Kissling's going to try and keep it. Late pitch to his brother. Carson had a little bit of room. Is going to gain about 1, call it 2, actually. But, again, there on Kissling, if there's anything coaches probably want to work on with him is you got to be definitive. If you're going there, he kind of dance around. He needed to just keep coming to the outside like the option is meant to do. By stopping and looking inside, he allowed all those guys who were concentrating on sealing the hole with his brother to just go, oh, okay, well, now you have it.
Yeah, you definitely got to run the option with confidence. You just cannot sit there and be indecisive that way and not expect these guys to catch up. They are faster than you think they are.
So it sets up 3rd and long here, about 8.5. Kissling from the gun is going to throw across the middle, and it is complete for a Wind River Realty first down. It's going to go exactly 10 yards to number 5, Corbin Brown.
Now, that had some beautiful touch on it. He didn't try to overthrow it. He didn't try to, murder his receiver. He just put it right there for him to catch it. Brown looked it into his hands, caught it, first down. Keep the chains moving, keep the clock running, see what this drive can do.
This time going 4 wide, no trips. The way the wide receivers look at him, someone looks confused, but no, they're going to stay over there. 4 wide on one side. Caden by himself, and he's just going to keep it, and he's going to get nowhere and then nowhere more as he falls backwards. Staying up, though, and what a way to make something out of nothing. Should have been a 4 or 5 yard pass. Credit the effort and credit some poor tackling skill, too, there, or poor tackling effort, but he turns what should have been a 4 yard loss into about a 2.5 yard gain, so credit young number 8 there.
Yeah, he did a good job there. Looked like there might have been an unintentional face mask there as he was turning the corner as well, and so that's never a good thing to feel or experience on the field, believe me.
That 2 yards gives them 400 yards on the day. So good effort by Shoshoni. They have Carson Kissling back there with his brother, and he's going to get the handoff, and he's got 5. He's going to get all the way to, it's going to be really close. I think it's going to be,
looks like the 38 is where they're wanting to spot it, maybe?
No, it's going to be the 30. It's going to be the 43.
43, yeah.
42, actually. So they might want to take a look at this, actually.
Yeah.
And they are going to call timeout to measure it, and that'll allow us to get the clock back because I'd stopped it a little premature, anticipating that was going to be a first down. Now, here's something I've never seen in Wyoming, and I'd like to see it now. Timeout on the field by the refs. And, yes, I've been here 4 years calling games. I've never seen a measurement where they brought the sticks out. This is the first one. You would anticipate a lot of these refs I see have just great vision on the far side. I think he's a little bit short based on where the third down is, but if he is, it's just barely.
It's barely short.
And it's going to be about an inch. Let's see here. Where are they going? Nope, they're going to give it to him.
First down. Well, I'm glad you got to be a part of that.
Yeah, Wind River Realty, first down for Shoshoni.
Think about that. You bought your first house in Wyoming. You got to see your first measurement.
It was an 8-yard carry by Carson Kisling, and that does put him over 100 yards today.
You know what I liked there? I liked seeing the fact that he dropped his shoulder and he ran through the play. He would not have gotten to where he got had he kind of given up on it or, really kind of pulled back as they got into the contact.
So 6 minutes approaching here. Going from the pistol is Caden. In motion is number 87, Carlos Marufo, and he's going to get the handoff. You're the guy you've called a million different times. Now, mind you, defensively, he's been great. He's going to lose 2 yards on the handoff.
Yeah, that did not go well on the handoff, but, defensively, he's been a star of the game in my book. Looks like they're going to say he didn't lose anything. He just stayed there.
They're going to give him on the end round. No, there, because where the ref is standing.
Oh, there we go.
It's going to be a minus 2-yard gain as we're now under 5.5 to play.
Yeah, and now it's just, the game of attrition.
And we go back to the trips on the right, single receiver on the left, and Caden back in the backfield by himself. Snap is to Kisling. He's looking deep. Now it looks like he's just going to go up the middle, and he's got some room to run, and he's going to gain a bunch. It's going to be about a 10-yard call at 9-yard gain. So gets that loss back, and we'll make it about 3rd and 3 for Shoshoni here.
Yeah, he definitely looked at the gaps there. He especially used that.
Actually, call it 10 yards. It'll be 3rd and 2.
There you go. Use that outstanding new blocker in the striped shirt as well to just, milk a little bit extra out of that play. And so that worked pretty well for him.
Caden Kisling now has 80 yards. He'd have 90 minus those 2 -5 attempts.
Truth.
But going out of the shotgun with an offset eye behind him, he's going to hand off to Brody Shepard, and Brody Shepard's going to jump through a hole and get a first down as he'll gain 5 yards. It'll be a Wind River Realty first down on the Brody Shepard carry.
Shepard's done a good job of finding where the defenders are not and putting himself in that spot to make some plays.
It is the longest carry for Brody Shepard today. He now has 12 yards on 4 carries.
There you go.
For going from about the 38, nose of the ball just touching it as we're about to tick under 4 minutes. Shoshoni really just trying to bleed some clock here. Offset eye, shade to the left. He's got 2 receivers to his near side. Handoff is to Shepard, and Shepard is going to get about, call it 1, 2, 3, about 3 yards on that carry.
Yeah, again, Shepard just finding where the hole is, getting into it, sliding forward, taking what he can get, and at this point, just keep moving forward. Don't lose yards. Don't kill the clock. Just milk this thing and bring this game to a close.
Now going under 3.5 to play. Kisling has his brother behind him in the offset eye. Brody Shepard to his right. Receivers out to his right are Cameron Eater and can't see a number. And we've got a flag comes out.
That looked a lot like offsides from where I was standing, but
and it is actually it's encroachment.
Encroachment, yes.
So flag against our friends from Yoder, and that's gonna. And they want the clock to start again, so we'll start it back up. And it's going to be second, and it makes it second in a short 2. Same formation. Looks like Carson Kisling jumped on that, and it looks like it's going to come back regardless as we have another flag.
Yeah.
I hit the wrong hotkey. He's going to get to – well, no, he's not going to get – he's going to get about a yard out of the carry. But it's either holding or I swear he started to move in the backfield beforehand.
Yeah, they're going to call holding there. But, yeah, I thought he looked a little in motion before the ball was myself.
It is going to be a hold because it'll take it all the way back 10 yards. Only 3rd penalty of the day.
Shoshoni's very disciplined football. Other than the turnovers early, they've really played a very tight game.
Oddly, not even turned. They only lost one of them.
Yeah.
But the fourth down conversions are something to work on. Fourth and short. And now they got all day. Carson Kissling on the options, going to pitch to his brother, who's going to get a first down and then some. And for some reason, ran into traffic. He could have just kept going outside like his brother was headed. It's going to be a 14-yard carry. I'm kind of surprised the pitch even occurred because it's like nobody came with him on that one.
The highlight of that play, though, was watching the quarterback throw a massive block on number 24.
The weird part, though, and then he ran right into where the block was. So nonetheless, it is 1st and 10 from about the 15, 16-yard line after that 14-yard gain by Carson Kissling. Caden takes the snap. He's going to keep this one, and he's going to have a little tough sledding. It's going to be good for about 2 yards, and just they were all over that one. He now has 82. His brother has 116 on the day. And as much as I'm kind of giving Carson a little bit of grief for seemingly searching out, I'm all about searching out contact, but when you've got a wide open door, he does have a 7.7-yard average, so,
he's managed to miss them too. Yeah. He has been where they ain't quite a bit.
So I'm guessing Brody Shepard's getting the ball here. It's the first time he's lined up in the back, that far back. He does, and they've read him, but he's going to try and kick it outside. He just, lowers the helmet.
Alive!
Loses about 1 yard, though. Brody just not with the speed. He's more the power back, and he showed it.
Yeah, he absolutely destroyed that first Southeastern defender by just hitting him straight up and just bowled him over.
Had the right idea to try and pop it outside after up the middle was not there, but just could not beat the guys at the spot. So Carson Kissling coming back in. Trayson Thompson had been in the game. So it'll be the familiar backs of Brody Shepard and Carson Kissling. Back there, it's going to be a pro set style shotgun formation as we're under a minute to play now. Snap, looking toward the end zone. Kissling going for it and incomplete.
Looks like they might have got a hand on that one as it was just coming in. 3 guys back there in coverage.
Bridger Parker, the intended recipient of the pass.
You know what this does is it gives them an opportunity to practice a field goal.
And we're going to see a field goal. They have attempted one.
Yeah.
And it didn't go well.
The snap really kind of hindered that one. The other snaps since then have been pretty solid. So I think, this is not a bad play, especially with Lingleforth Laramie coming in next week.
This is going to be on the 14 plus 7, so 21. They're going to be a 31-yard kick. They got to get number 61 61 off the field. He gets off on time. Kick is up and no good.
Had the distance. It just went outside.
So just went wide. I do believe left, right? Far side.
Yeah, wide left.
Far side. So it'll be a turnover on downs. And third down just remains a real bugaboo. They haven't faced a ton of them, but they've only actually converted on 1 third down.
Yeah, third down is definitely an area to work on this coming week. It's great if you don't see a lot of them, but at the same time, when you see them.
Well, especially because several of them were kind of 3rd and short, which led to 4th and short, and then they didn't convert on 4th and short either. So there are some things they want to work on, especially because as good a win as this is for Shoshone, it'll bring them to 1-1. They do have the aspect of they start off with a ranked, then Southeast comes to town, and now they've got to face what is currently at least number 4. Don't know what they will be next week after this week. We're trying to check for some scores on anything. We'll give you any score at this point because not a lot of games going on. In Class 2A in Sundance, it's Newcastle 13, Upton Sundance 7. And in the first half, kind of not unexpected, quite honestly. Number 13, Saratoga, up 14-0 on Wind River. You did have 3A Torrington going against the Natrona County JV2 squad, 51-21. Torrington wins that as Sandusky runs for 110 yards on 9 carries. Only reason I bring up that game is because 3A Torrington is where Riverton is next week.
Excellent. So that should be a good game.
So they get to go to the about one of them and Afton, Evanston and Afton, two farthest teams on the West we play, Riverton Wolverines play. And then they get to come to the furthest east team they'll play in Torrington.
Yeah, that's a road trip.
Yeah, snap to Shimmick in the back-to-back weeks. And he's going to toss it, and we're going to get a gain of about nothing for the visitors from Yoder, trying to lay eyes on who was carrying that ball.
Looked like 24.
That's what I thought, which would be T.J. Motes again.
Yeah.
He gained, nope, not a yard. Of course, he just had 92 yards, so his day kind of complete. As we're about to run out of time, maybe one more play here, barring a first down or out of bounds. Shimmick's in the I formation. They're just going to hand it off. They get it to Chase Sauer, and he's going to gain 4. But that is going to do it for the game. Your final score here is 28-7 in favor of Shoshoni. When we return, helps if I use the right mouse for the right computer. When we return, it'll be time for the Click It or Ticket post-game show here on WyoToday and 99.1 KWYW, The Heat.
Living well isn't just about things. It's about the things that matter. Your family, your friends, and your health. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health and care of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, in advanced medical technologies, and in specialized facilities, so access to better care is close to you and the things that matter most. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
And we interrupt you with breaking news live from the Pepsi Wild Cherry aisle. Carol, can you hear us?
Steve, I've never seen anything like this. The bold, refreshing, and bursting with cherry deliciousness of Pepsi Wild Cherry is, well, let's just say everyone is getting wild.
Getting wild?
That's right, Steve. There's dancing, binge-watching, and is that a slip and slide? They're really putting the wild in Pepsi Wild Cherry. And this on-the-scene reporter can't wait to pop, lock, and drop it.
Pepsi Wild Cherry. Go ahead. Get wild.
B&M Septic and Excavation offers prompt professional service. Call them today for a quote at 850-2200. They serve far and wide across Fremont County and deep. B&M Septic and Excavation is proud to support Fremont County sports.
A proud sponsor of this broadcast is Bailey Enterprises. For over 50 years, Bailey has become the name you can trust. With Pit Stop Travel Centers, you can fuel up and stock up on trip snacks at locations all over Fremont County. You can also put your trust in Bailey Tire and Auto for service to keep handy for those times when your luck runs out on the road. Refresh at the Speedway Cafe with a dine-in meal or a round of carry-out with a variety of specials to keep you going. Go with Bailey.
And welcome to the Clicker Ticket postgame show. I will get the right frame here next week, as I've got the Lander Valley frame, I noticed. But nonetheless, it is the Clicker Ticket postgame show. Final score here is 28-7 in favor of the Shoshoni Wranglers. Good win for them to go to 1-1. It does put the Southeast Cyclones at 0-2. And while they didn't play as much of a factor in the second half, you really can say what we said was whoever won the rushing battle and whoever won the turnover war was going to win that game. Well, they put the ball on the ground twice, but only one turnover by Shoshoni. And by Southeast, 3 fumbles and 1 interception. So 4 turnovers overall. And then on the rushing thing, 29 carries for 137 or 4.7 yards per carry for Southeast. Greatly helped by the 92-yard scramble by T.J. Mote.
Yeah.
And for Shoshoni, 33 carries on for 210 yards, 6.4 yards per carry. Both of them, each team with a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, you know, we talked about turnovers, we talked about rushing, and Shoshoni really dominated from the second quarter on In the running game, the turnovers just hurt Southeast throughout the game. First quarter, third quarter, it really crippled any momentum they had. They also struggled with penalties, and they had a hard time being able to really cover any of those things up. Every time Southeast would get a little bit of momentum, a penalty would come along and really hurt them. And this really sets Shoshoni up well going into next week against what is presently number 4, Lingle Fort Laramie. They've got to work on their short yardage. They've got to make sure that they're good to go for third downs and fourth downs. But beyond that, Shoshoni showed so much talent, so much heart. They worked really, really well in driving some success in every facet of the game, passing, rushing. Their defense stood up. There was a lot to be proud of in this game tonight, and a lot to celebrate with what they saw on the field in this game this evening. This was absolutely a win for Shoshoni in every facet of the game.
And when we return, we'll be back with our Gatorade Player of the Game and our Papa Murphy's Player of the Game.
Riverton Blodorn Lumber is proud to support youth sports. Experience the Blodorn difference. Quality products, design, delivery, and expert service. Blodorn Lumber, 1202 North Federal in Riverton. Blodorn Lumber.
Marufo, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, so we are now back with Carlos Marufo from Shoshoni Wranglers. And Carlos, I was watching you. Man, you were everywhere. If the ball was there, number 87 was right there on top of it. How'd you feel about the game tonight?
Pretty good. I know my job is where the ball goes, I go. No stop. Well,
yeah,
if someone stops me, I get up and chase them down again.
Hey, and that's a lot to be said. Your defense did a good job of kind of running guys where you wanted them to be, and I watched you make a ton of tackles, both solo and in gang. How does that feel, hitting some of those big boys like that?
Yeah, well, you got to tackle them low or else you're going to get rocked.
Yeah, you were able to get out there and do some really creative work on special teams as well. I think you made every special teams tackle that I was able to call tonight. What do you feel like when you're running down the field like that? It's just really you and those guys trying to stop you. How did that feel for you?
Well, like I said, I get downfield and I just I don't know, just is like my mind just goes away and I just chase the guy, I guess.
Chase the guy, get him, make that tackle, and get on top of it. And here's the deal. I believe we are calling you tonight the Gatorade Good Sport of the Game. And one thing I want to say about that is, every time I watch you make those plays, I watch you put your hand down, help those guys up.
Yeah.
It's intense. Football is an intense sport. But it's also among friends. You're not trying to hurt those guys.
Yeah.
You're out there being a good sport. And, man, while you were tackling the heck out of them, you were also supporting them and supporting your guys. And I think that's a lot to be said for as well for your team.
I mean, I want to play my heart out, but I don't want to hurt anyone. That's just how I am and how I will be. I just don't want anyone getting hurt.
Hey, man, it's great talking to you. Thank you so much for your time. Great game tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
And we will be back right after this break with the Papa John's Player of the Game. Papa Murphy's Player of the Game.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at Du Bois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
Take the next step in higher education at Central Wyoming College. Offering 2- and 4-year degree programs in a variety of fields, Central Wyoming College is transforming lives and strengthening communities through learning, leadership, and connection.
And welcome back to the Clicker Ticket Postgame Show. We are joined by our Papa Murphy's player of the game, Oakley Hicks. First and foremost, describe the injury because it looked like it was on your right arm or left arm, excuse me, the way you were walking. Was it just get a little stinger or whatnot? Because you were out for a couple plays. It seemed like Caden found some other receivers, and then you came back in.
Yeah.
And just both defensively and offensively, you had a fantastic game.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, it was just a little bit of a stinger, just getting in there, hitting happens. So just shook it off a couple plays later, came back in, and tried to do my job to the best of my ability.
Well, you finished the day, just so you know, 7 targets, 4 receptions, 56 yards, 14-yard average, 2 touchdowns. Tell me a little bit about, it seemed like in the first quarter, and you don't have to throw your coach under the bus of how mad they both probably were on both sidelines, that ball security just was not there for either team.
Yeah, it's definitely something we got to work on. Defensively, we did a great job of just gang tackling and punching at the ball because we'd watched on film and they were hanging it out a bunch in film. So we keyed in on that and just tried to punch for the ball. But we can work on our own stuff in practice.
So talk a little bit about you as a DB and what your role is in stopping the run, because y'all did a fantastic job. Outside TJ Moats, which threw the average way off, they were under 2 yards per carry outside of the big long one. Talk a little bit about that, because next week you got another team that really wants to establish that strong run.
Yeah, in my eyes, it's always pass first, but I feel like, I'm a senior now, so I've been playing for a little bit longer, so it's easier to tell those coverages when they go out and when they don't. So it's a little easier to key in on the run and just stuff like that.
Well, we want to thank our player of the game. Are you ready for Lingle Fort Laramie coming in here?
Oh,
Chance
yes,
to beat a ranked team. I don't think they'll be number 4 by the time we get here. They'll probably be number 3 or number 2, depending. So we'll see how that comes out. We want to thank our Papa Murphy's player of the game for joining us on the Clicker Ticket Postgame Show. We'll be back with Coach Trumpler here on KWYW.
Detailing done different can protect your vehicle with S-Tech's Action Series, Carbon or Smart Series ceramic tint, plus premium ceramic coatings for maximum UV and heat protection. All backed by a lifetime warranty. Expect expert detailing to make any ride look brand new. Call 307-851-5158 today. Detailing done different.
Discover Thermopolis is proud to stand with our Bobcats. From local attractions to hometown pride, there's always something to cheer about here. Discover Thermopolis, celebrating our community and rooting for the Bobcats all season long.
Dos Solitos is proud to support Fremont County sports teams. Enjoy bold Mexican flavors that'll have your taste buds shouting, "Olé!" Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for updates on events and food truck locations.
You need an oil change, but you don't have a lot of time. Expressway Lubes on South Federal in Riverton and Highway 789 in Lander provide a fast, professional lube, oil, and filter change. Expressway Lubes, locally owned and proud to support our local student athletes.
Men have a way of...
And welcome back to the Clicker Ticket Postgame Show. We are joined by Coach Trumpler. Big win tonight, Coach, as you get ready to get in the season, first home game of the year, and you grab the W. Talk a little bit about the first quarter as far as ball control for both teams was kind of sad. It was not good. How you got past that, and number 2, how y'all stopped their run with such ease.
The first quarter was a little. I didn't know what was going on. It was probably nerves. We did a couple of changes in the backfield. We moved some steps and stuff in the backfield. That could have kind of been it. And some of them came from just our quarterback and our running back trying to make plays. Got the ball stuck out there a little too far and got it punched out from behind. But we got that fixed and kind of spread them out a little bit and went to passing, and that helped a little bit as well. So.
Talk a little bit about that change. You went from kind of, I don't even know how to describe, kind of like an offset eye out of the shotgun, and then went to the 0 back. It's there going 4 and 5, 4 wide kind of thing. What drove that change in your mind?
That was kind of the game plan going in. We're just trying to figure out what kind of fits us. I have good backs and good receivers. Last week was a challenge for us because we didn't block very well last week against Pine Bluffs, and we kind of made things easy for them. And so that was kind of our focus. And our focus is to be pretty balanced at running the ball, passing the ball, and just getting the confidence in my quarterback. He's a good quarterback. He's a threat with his feet and his arm, and that's the thing that our focus is getting him confidence and moving down so we're ready to go. And then, I have a bunch of good receivers that will go up and get the ball. I have backs out of the backfield I can catch. And the big change today at the game was the offensive line. Night and day difference from last week. We really, really focused on the offensive line this week. We kind of challenged them, moved some people around and said, now come get your position back because, you got to show us that you want it, and they did.
And talk some about, Oakley Hicks, guys like that, Caden Kissling, Carson Kissling, they're going to get a little more coverage because skill position, they touch the ball. Talk a little bit about what Carlos means to this team, especially defensively.
Oh, he's a firecracker. That's kind of the ongoing joke with us. He's just fast. There on occasion he will get kind of swallowed up sometimes because he is a smaller guy. So we make sure he's constantly moving, and he flows and reads the ball so well that it kind of opens us up to let our outside backers do a little bit more in the coverage and stuff like that. So we can play a little closer with our corners and use our safety a little bit more because he does such a good job of kind of closing the middle down.
Well, lastly, next week you get to face a team that we've already covered once. We were at the Wind River game, calling that as our game of the week. You get Lingle Fort Laramie, number 4, might bump up a little bit of how dominant they have been. Of course, they're a team that wants to very much establish a physical run presence. How do you prepare for that? Because you've always had very good disciplined teams, but the size-wise, especially on their offensive line, where they got 265, 255, 245, how do you prepare for that game next week?
Our speed. We're going to make those guys move, and that's kind of where we are pretty good at that with making people move because we don't have size. And then we're aggressive, like the gang tackling and stuff. We preach that nonstop, everybody to the ball nonstop, and you got to hit them low, and you got to stay low. So that's kind of the game plan going into it. They're a physical team. They're a good team. They have about the same numbers as we have, so that's kind of, we don't have to worry about getting platoon like we do with some of the other schools that we've been playing that have 40-plus kids. So it's kind of nice. I'm excited for the game. I think it'll be a real physical game. So.
Excellent. Well, it will be our game of the week as well, so we'll be right back here at Shoshoni. I'm trying to look up. I don't remember the time, if it's 5 or 6. But
I want to say it's 5, but I can't.
Thursday, most likely at 5. So we'll be out here. Crowd is probably, you want as many people to show up as you can. It should be a great game. Once again, Coach Trumpler, congratulations on the victory here, getting the first victory at home. And when we return to the Click It or Ticket post-game show, we'll wrap things up with some stats here on KWYW, The Heat.
A man has his way of eating, of exercising, of keeping his hands warm, and of straightening up. So, when a man faces a serious life problem like divorce, depression, or suicidal thoughts, shouldn't a man have a way to deal with that too? Well, now he does. I'm Dr. Rich Mahogany. Visit me at mantherapy.org.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Visit Lander Gambles to make your home feel like new. They will beat any competitor's price. Stop by to speak to one of the sales agents or visit LanderGambles.com. Lander Gambles will help you find the perfect product that fits your budget and lifestyle. Lander Gambles, 420 Main Street, Lander, Wyoming.
Golden Buffalo Jewelry in Riverton knows that sports bring our community together, from Friday night lights to weekend tournaments. They're proud to cheer on our local athletes and support the teams that give us so much to root for. At 407 East Main, you'll find something special for everyone. Timeless pieces, unique gifts, and a selection worth exploring. Stop in, discover the perfect treasure, and know you're supporting a business that supports local sports. Where community and sparkle shine side by side. Call 307-857-2789 today.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
And welcome back to the Click It or Ticket postgame show here on WyoToday Media and KWYW 99.1 The Heat. Weird part is I've had no problem saying KWYW until the past 10 minutes. And I keep wanting to go to when I call Riverton basketball and say KTAK. No, it's 99.1 The Heat. A couple stats for you to end the night here. Total yardage for Southeast Cyclones was 217. Of course, they got 92 of them on one play. They ran for 29 times for 137 yards. The 4.7 yard average, one touchdown. Again, of that 137, though, 92 on one play. So the rest of the plays running the ball on 28 carries, they had 129 home, 92, 8 onto that. 45. They had 45 yards on 29 carries previous to that. So under 2 yards per carry. Passing-wise, totally different efficiency-wise for Bo Shimmick of the Cyclones. Started out 5 for 5 for the entire first half. Second half, however, he's 4 of 11. 9 of 16 total, 80 yards, 1 interception. Leading receiver target was TJ Moats. He was targeted 11 times, caught 5 of them, 51 yards. Of course, they were 3 of 6 on third, and they didn't go on fourth down at all. They did have 3 fumbles, 3 times put on the dirt. They lost all of them, and so they had 4 turnovers on the day. You're not going to win doing that. And as far as penalties, had 5 of those, or 6 of those, for 43 penalty yards. For the Shoshoni Wranglers, on the ground, they have 210 yards on 33 rushing attempts, 6.4 yard average, 1 touchdown. Leading rusher was Carson Kissling, who rushed 15 times, 7.7 yard average, 116 yards. Caden, the quarterback, right behind him, 11 attempts running the ball, 82 yards and a touchdown. In the air, Caden went 11 of 22, 50% passing. They'd like to get that efficiency up a bit. Sure. But 229 yards, 3 picks, no interceptions. Of course, his number 1 target was Oakley Hicks, 4 of 7, 56 yards. But he had a lot of guys, too. One guy had a few more yards than that, and that was Carson Kissling. Of course, part of that was the 83-yard touchdown. So they did have 3 touchdowns through there. Put the ball on the ground twice, lost 1 of them. Third down, a bit of a bugaboo, 1 of 6. And fourth down, and it was all 4th and short, too. It wasn't anything like they were just attempting something. Yeah. They were 0 for 4. Penalties, good, clean game. 3 total penalties, 25 total penalty yards.
You know, top to bottom in this game, we saw Shoshoni really kind of dominate the second quarter, third quarter, and even into the fourth quarter. Apart from one huge run, Southeast just wasn't in this. I had a chance to talk to their coach, and you know, Southeast is young. They're going to get better, and there's a lot of youth on this team. But tonight, Shoshoni really showed that I think they're ready to play Lingle Fort Laramie next week, and we're going to see what that looks like.
That's going to be a big ass. It's going to styles make fights, Marshall, and you're going to have big versus, like they said, they're going to try and be speedy. Now, in fairness to Lingle Fort Laramie, they ain't slow.
No, they're not.
As we saw, they're not slow, so it's not quite that. Shoshoni, it's a tough ask. You get them here.
Yep.
And you are built a little bit more to withstand a little bit of a punch to the gut versus, quite frankly, Wind River's offense, more about the run control. They only attempted 2 passes. Technically, they only attempted 1 pass. One of them they scrambled on last week. So, and they were 1 for 1 on it. But this team has a little bit, if they get down 10-0 early or something like that, it's not full-on panic mode. But you do not want to get to the point where against the Doggers that you are allowing them to just tee up and run the ball because they've got a lead, because while they may only get 2-3 yard average in that first half with this gang tackling, if you allow them to set that up, third quarter it's going to be 4 or 5, and then it's going to be 6 or 7 because they are just mammoth. And if they're able to run up the middle, those linemen don't have to pull.
That's right. Can Shoshoni hold on to the ball, sustain drives, and score when they get towards the end zone? That's going to be the difference in the game next week. I'm looking forward to it. I know you're looking forward to it. It's going to be a blast.
It's going to be Thursday, I do believe. Well, hold on.
It's Thursday at 5 o'clock.
Is it 5? I was about to say, I've got my laptop here. While I was looking on my phone, I have all that on here. Right before we leave, going to give you a first half score update. It's probably in the second half by now, but they didn't start till 6, so it could conceivably still be the first. Number 3, Saratoga, having their way with Wind River, 22-0. I hope Wind River can find a way, but it's just so hard with that wishbone/wing T style offense. You're really trying to set things up to ball control, and if something goes wrong, it can go wrong in a hurry. That said, we will be here next week, Lingle Fort Laramie visiting Shoshoni. After that, we'll be at Wyoming Indian, or we'll be at a Wyoming Indian game. I think it might be at Wind River, but it might not be. I don't remember. But anyway, next week, 5 o'clock, same night. A reminder, tomorrow night, you've got Lander versus Powell at 6 o'clock on 93.1 KFCW. Join Ernie Over and Andrew Garcia with the call. At 6 o'clock, you've got Riverton traveling 4.5 hours to Evanston. That will be at 6 o'clock on 93.9 KTAK. And you also have, and I just forgot who they're playing. So let's look it up. I don't want to shortchange
Thermopolis and Worland.
Thank you, Thermopolis and Worland. I don't know why I kind of brain farted on that one. On 101.7 KDNO, that's at 7 o'clock, an arch rival game. So lots of high school football on the WyoToday family of networks. But for junior cameraman Decker Whitaker, for Marshall Whitaker, this has been Kevin Shields and the WyoToday, and for Leanne, thank you, in the back at the mothership, keeping us on air. This has been your game of the week. We'll see you next week. Same place, same time for Shoshoni versus Lingle Fort Laramie.
You guys, thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Your tax pros at 219 East Main Street in Riverton, Wyoming can handle all your tax needs. Whatever your situation, we know what to do. Call 307-856-2256 today to schedule an appointment. H&R Block is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Stay at the newly renovated Hampton Inn & Suites Riverton, proud sponsor of all sports teams, home and away. Experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience with Hampton's top-notch amenities, including a free hot breakfast, complimentary dinner and drinks Monday through Thursday evenings, a sweet shop for snacks and essentials, a pet-friendly environment and an indoor hot tub pool, and a fitness center to keep up with your workout routine. We've got everything you need for an exceptional stay. Reserve your stay now on our website, Hampton Inn & Suites Riverton, where comfort meets convenience.